Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, come on, come on. Stack, stack, stack. Unique, unique.
Manteca. From Callao de Nueva York, dime quién es el mejor. I'm the King Kong, you niggas are alfajor. The new Latin rapper, the baffle you hold. It's me, the black diamond that emerged from the cold. Payasos be talking it, but really don't be rapping it. Batería de Santa Marina, freestyling Buena Vista. The teams in pink shirts, my boys running la pista. They play by one motto, ayo mata pa su hincha. Show you your cards of virtue, you blink then I curse you. Brujo, get that stick pushed through you, anticucho. They find you through every canal, underwater like a tamal. You're now dealing with tons, son, we heavyweighters. Tattooed your position, they border with the laser. Slang originator, front page dictators. Then Peter with arbitrators, my committee's regulators. For those speaking in Jews, cool, I came with appraisers.
I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I'm just talking from the heart, this is all I know. This is what I was meant to be. All that them hate me or they want, yeah, just hope you know. You can't take this away from me, cause I'm too real.
Manteca, estamos getting strong cause I'm out here lifting pesas. Por los pechos de mi madre te lo juro. I spit crudo, delivery or puro. Eso te hace, huevón no te pase. Stepping on sangre with my black diamante. Yeah, that's my Pucci, yo soy el cantante. Envidia no mata a nadie, adelante como elefante. Black Latin chulo, General Ben and Hugo. Inside the lost mundo, amongst palomillas, puffing green, slinging duro. Thousands to leave you stiff for a little change, menudo. My niggas are biting down, tan feo pa' la foto. Plata o plomo, yo te mando la moto. Juanito Alimaña, I'm rolling with my mancha. My eyes on chamaquitos, we strapped to give them tandas.
I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I'm just talking from the heart, this is all I know. This is what I was meant to be. All that them hate me or they want, yeah, just hope you know. You can't take this away from me, cause I'm too real.
Callao de Nueva York, dime quién es el mejor. I'm the King Kong, you niggas are alfajor. Ya fuiste, está en la bajada. You washed up niggas to save it, don't tell me nada. Nena showing her rabo, I'm thinking about the mangos. Inca con lo claro, camateo de chanco. Anda, I'm shocking niggas, they out here calling me Blanca. Flow slap you mentally, through electro energy. I been had skills, intro, last verse, Benjis. Nigga, you silly, I'ma do it biggie. Bring that red, white, and red through every town and every city.
I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I'm just talking from the heart, this is all I know. This is what I was meant to be. All that them hate me or they want, yeah, just hope you know. You can't take this away from me, cause I'm too real.
On everything.
Guns, bitch. Too well, too well, too well. Too love over everything, man.
Uptown, nigga,
Facts.
uptown.
Main facts. Said little nigga, you can't fuck with me. Who done lied to you? I'm Roy Guns. I be low key, but I'm always on the move. With a different chick in a different state, and I'm always getting loot. And I got too many hoes, so bitch don't get too comfortable. Yeah. I don't trap now, I deposit food. Hey, said I ain't gotta rob, I deposit food. If your pieces ain't hitting, nigga, I can't fuck with you. I'm the plug, you run a bitch, I deposit food. Now he said what? Who the fuck with who? Nigga, it couldn't been me, I'm Roy G. I spit crack, nigga, 400 fucking degrees. When you go inside the trap, you go to the cop. I collect PC, and I'm everywhere, state to state, so they ain't finding me. But honestly, I don't give a fuck about who don't fuck with me. The only nigga beating indictments at the age of 19. In Jersey, I hold it down for my whole fucking team. And you know the fucking team, we be 2 LOE. Getting all this money, I'm trying to rock Cartier with Cardi B. Probably up on 6BC. Uptown nigga, we finding me with the flockos. They getting on the scream, and the mommies, they stay up on fleek. I'm just selling lean and getting green while my fucking team always kept this shit real. Trying to move my mom up out the Ville. Thinking about the times when I was depressed, used to pop them zany pills. Nigga, I done did so many drills, I don't even like being in the field. Cause as soon as you get caught lacking, that'll be the day that you get killed.
Little nigga, you can't fuck with me. Who done lied to you? I'm Roy Guns. I be low key, but I'm always on the move. With a different bitch in a different state, and I'm always getting loot. And I got too many hoes, so bitch don't get too comfortable. Yeah, I'm trapped now, I deposit food. Hey, say I ain't gotta rob, I deposit food. If the pieces ain't hitting, nigga, I can't fuck with you. I'm the plug, you a runner, bitch, I deposit food. Gang, gang. Tuello, Tuello, Tuello. Live, gang, bitch. Hey, yo, shout out Cardi B, shout out 6 Block, shout out Don't Fuck the Heights, matter of fact. Gang shit, 201, we get it done, 4th Ward. BK all day, shout out to Farragut, shout out Bushman, shout out Ben Star, nigga. Man, shout out the whole fucking K, we out here. Yeah, it's Roy G double, nigga. Get it right. Gang, 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 gang. Shit hot. Hey. Get my paper. Back. Everywhere. I don't give a fuck. Nigga, fuck you. Young nigga getting money. Hey, Jersey. 201. 2 LOE. Bitch. Gang. Stack it up. Cardi. 6 Block. Uptown. Flacos. Get up there, Bobby. Dato. I'm stacking pesos.
On the button. J-E on the button.
You gotta go, man. Hey, yo, fuck Zans. Yeah. Hit him up. Pussy. Little nigga, you can't fuck with me. Who done lied to you? I'm Roy Guns. I be low key, but I'm always on the move. With a different bitch in a different state, and I'm always getting loot. And I got too many hoes, so bitch don't get too comfortable. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Friday, the Boss Lady Chronicles radio show in a different location. But I had to bring my old friend to start my new studio experience at my home today. It's the Boss Lady Chronicles radio show, as it always is. Ain't nothing changed. We picked up from last week. I shared with you guys that, you know, we were moving out of the studio. So I hope that you will continue to join me every week, because, you know, it's just me. Everywhere I go, I'm still the same me. Welcome back. Thank you for coming. Yeah, that day that we were on the show together, I had to lock her down. We made our date right there in the studio because I had a good time with you. And, you know, we're going to just start the show. So, at the moment, you know, there's been a lot of stuff going on, as it always is, in politics and, you know, around the world. The big thing, you know, this week was the Houston Hurricane Harvey, yes. The floods and, you know, people losing their lives. And, you know, it's such a tragic situation for anyone involved and for people connected to the people involved. But, you know, some people, like our president, didn't find it to be very important, you know what I mean? But I had to, when in thinking about what stories I was going to do today, I had to really look at this story in depth. I didn't just want to go over it. I wanted to really break it apart, because although people in Houston are dealing with Hurricane Harvey, everybody all over the world, everybody in their own space is dealing with some type of storm, some type of trauma, some type of, or you either, listen, you're either in it, you just came out of it, or you're about to go in it. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, we look at the news and we see what people are going through, and we like, what would I do if that were me? You know, over the last course of a couple of weeks. Well, last week we talked about the guy who killed his little sister and his 2 little cousins.
I heard about that.
So he stabbed them up, they died, and as he was being brought into court, his mom screamed out that she loved him. And, you know, this is her son who killed her daughter and her nieces or her little cousins.
I mean, but that's still her son. That's still her blood. That's still something she created. You know what I mean? Even though she might be disappointed, she still gonna have that love.
Right.
You know
And you know, that's, you can't cut that off.
Right.
You know what I mean? When something happens, you have to gather your thoughts. You have, you know, it takes a minute for it to settle. So that's a horrible situation to be in. You know, there's been other situations where children have killed their siblings accidentally. There was a young girl a couple of weeks ago who was driving under the influence and killed her sister in a car wreck. Oh, wow. You know, and how do you move on from there? So, I mean, when there's storms in our life, there are a lot of things that play into how we deal with it, you know, what we do, how we come out of it. So this is a life-altering event, right? People are leaving from their homes and they're able to come back in. Some people are going back in now. And they're seeing that, you know, I'm reading articles that their photo albums are destroyed, or, you know, heirlooms, family things, objects that were sentimental to them, you know, are not there anymore. And then, you know, the first thing we all say is, well, at least you have your life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we need those things, but we can get those things again.
Exactly.
You know, so when something is happening to you, if it didn't kill you, I mean, it feels like,
Right.
I'm going through something right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, all of us are.
And when you're in it, it feels like the worst ever thing that ever happened to you. Like, this never happened before.
Right.
And a lot of times, we've put ourselves in situations for the same thing to happen to us. But when it happens again, it feels like it never happened before. You know what I mean? So, and you can't even, I mean, you can go back to the place and say, what did I do then? But it's such a fresh wound, or it's a fresh cut,
right?
You know, that you don't really know what to do. So I, of course, look at a lot of posts and they say, unfortunately, families are meeting up now for funerals more so than for weddings or for gatherings. You know what I mean? So how was your summer, you know, this summer, how was your summer? Did you?
Honestly speaking, I worked all summer.
Okay.
Because of that reason alone, you know what I mean? It's like, I still had jobs, you know, but it was like, it was easier to go out. You know what I'm saying? Back then than it is right now. You know what I mean? Like, kids are totally different now. You know what I mean? Teenagers are not regular teenagers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me and my mom, and my sisters was just playing double dutch yesterday, and we're like, this is something that nobody does. You know what I mean? There were like groups of girls outside just like shocked. They don't even know what it was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was a whole nother day and age back then. So it's like, my summer now is like totally opposite. Like, I stay at work all the time. Like, you rarely see me outside. So we expect certain things from the seasons, right? We expect from the summer that everything is going to be beautiful. It's sunshine. That, you know, everything's going to be great. Parties, cookout. And then in that small, it's really a 2-month period, even though, you know, every season is 4 months. But when the kids get out of school from July to August, we're trying to get it all in during that time. But it doesn't mean that something is not going to come into your life and alter those good times.
Absolutely. You know, and it gotta be in the summertime. Like, why can't this happen in the wintertime? You know what I mean? Like, why I wanted to go to that cookout. Now I'm in the bed with the blanket over my head, like, I'm going through something. I don't even want to see anybody. You know what I mean? So it's never as you plan. I think that's the one thing that we really need to understand about life. We can plan it however we want to plan it. It doesn't mean it's going to go that way. And then are we going to jump off the building, or what are we going to do? How are we going to handle the situation? You know what I mean? And then when you think about the people around you, so we have material possessions. As long as everybody's good, everybody's fine, nobody died, okay, that's the first thing. Then we go in the house, we check, how's the furniture, what do we have to replace? You know what I mean? And sometimes that's where the determination of the people that we start to replace, because now we're like, I survived this. Mm-hmm. So now I got to move towards my getting through this with the right people around me. Because when you're going through something wrong and the wrong people around, they'll have you out doing all types of stuff.
They will.
You know, you got to watch who you call when you're going through a storm. Who do you call? Do you call a distant friend? Do you call a family member? Are family members obligated to be there for you? Let me ask you that. Are family members obligated to be there for you because they can, they have the means? Do they have to be there?
I mean, honestly speaking, and I can only speak from my family side, you know what I'm saying? Because I know how they are, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't feel like they're obligated to really do that, you know what I mean? But it helps, you know what I'm saying? Because
levels to it.
Right, because I know a lot of families that don't even get along. So it's like, don't even fix your lips to even come to me with anything, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, some people are kind of scared to go to other family members. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know how they are. You already know how they're going to take the situation.
And then you expect that they should come to you in your time. If they know that you're going through something, because everybody in the family is calling somebody else to let them know what you're going through. Right? Did you hear what's going on over there? But your phone is not ringing. Nobody's like, are you okay? Did you eat today? You want me to come and get the kids for a couple of hours? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like you said. We're in these little cubicles. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Remember when you was in school and when you was in the lower grades, everybody sat at the table. But then as you got up in grade, you may have had your classroom where you had your own, or when you started working. And now everybody's in their little cubicle, and you don't want to like look over. You don't want to know what's going on over there. You know, some of us are living next to some odd, strange people. You know what I mean? We don't know what is going on behind closed doors. And it's a whole nother world. You know what I mean? You walk in your house, you don't know what's going on outside. You only know what's going on inside. So do you ask people for help, or do you expect them to offer the help?
I'm a different person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really reach out when I'm having problems. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like to solve them myself, and that's not good all the time. Right. But it works for me. You know what I mean? Like, if I got to cry it out by myself, or if I got to write it down, you know what I mean? Or just listen to music. I like to dance. So if I zone out, you know what I'm saying, listen to some music, I'm good. And that's how I'll be able to, you know what I mean, just deal with it. But as opposed to reaching out to people, like, there's certain people I reach out to, depending on what the situation is. Right. Because not a lot of people understand me, so I can't talk to a lot of people that will understand my situation and how I handled it. You know what I'm saying? Because then that'll make me mad. Because it's like, you don't even really know me, so it'll make me mad in a sense of mad at myself. Because why did I even reach out to you? Right. It's not even solving anything. You know, sometimes the people will say the darndest things at the wrong time. You know, you're dealing with something, and then they'll tell you, well, I told you that was going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear that right now. That's not helping me. You know, rub my nose in it later. Right now, I need you to tell me you can get up. You can pick yourself up. You can get through this. You'll be all right. You know what I mean? And it's just determining who these people are. We have people in our lives that we socialize with, right? We have neighbors, friends, co-workers. And then we have family that's based on blood, marriage, and circumstances. You know, and we have to be able to determine what these people are for. And the person that I help isn't necessarily going to be the person that helps me back. Right. You help someone else in order for them to be okay, in order for them to, I mean, you're being a blessing to somebody because, of course, you're going to be blessed for blessing other people. Right. That's not why you're doing it. So don't offer to help and be like, oh, yeah, remember last week when you was going through that? I did this, and that for you. Yeah, I don't like that. Thank you. I thought that you did it out of the kindness of your heart. What was I thinking? Absolutely. You mean you only did it so you could come back and tell me why you did it? You know what I mean? Yep. So
it's really, I think as we get older, I remember being young and my parents used to have house parties. I lived on a block where it was black professionals, musicians. You know, it was like the jazz artist Nat Adderley and my godfather, the soul singer Chuck Jackson, and Sylvia Robinson was down the street, and the Isley Brothers was a couple of blocks away. We had a black professional entertainment block, you know, area. And the house parties was going like all night. And then as my mother got older, I seen less and less people around her. And I'm like, where's all the friends? Where's the game night? Where's the card parties? And, you know, people started getting divorced. And, you know, people started moving away. Or, you know, that Crooklyn, you know, the movies that bring us back to our childhood started going away. And now as I'm getting older, I don't have as many people around me as I did when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like, I had a problem. I had maybe 20 people I could call. Now I don't know how many people I could call. Can I call you? Because, you know, it's like, I'm the type of person, I have to get it out. I have to talk about it. I mean, there's times when I need you need all of it. Right. You need the time when people come over with the tissues and bring their blankets and we all have a pity party sometimes. Right. You need the pity party sometimes. If you and your friend are going through something similar, you should be able to discuss it, of course, you know, with that person. But then y'all are both like, well, what are we going to do?
Right, like we gotta help each other, and if we both down, we can't. How this gonna work? Yeah,
right. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like when you're sitting down and talking to people, then it comes down to what matters to them and what matters to you. You know, and where is it that it's wrong? What I feel. If you don't feel that, does that mean that you're not? You know, how do we, you know, it's just like navigation. It's navigating through this thing called life. And the influences on your life determine how you handle certain things.
Absolutely.
Like, I know coming up, a lot of arguing was going on because that's how they dealt with their problems. So, you know, then you fall into that same solution. That's how you solve your problems. You know what I mean? So, what do you lose when you're going through a storm?
You can lose your mind. That's number one.
Yes.
All sanity, all at one time, because I've been there. You know what I mean?
Right.
In situations where it was just like I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know if I wanted to punch through a wall. I didn't know if I wanted to punch somebody's head through a wall, or if I just wanted to sit there and just cry all day, all night. You know what I mean? Or just not do anything and just sit there and just sleep all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like where you get into that depression. So it's just like it's different stuff that you can lose. You can lose friends. You can lose family. You know what I mean? You can lose a job.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's different. Right. It's little things and it's bigger things that you can lose. So it's like, and I've been through all of it. You can lose your car. You get what I'm saying? Like that might have been your livelihood. Right. You know what I mean? Like when you lose your car, it's a ripple effect.
And then you have those people that say, it's just a car, at least you have legs. Oh, I'm going to walk and drop off 50 kids, you know, and how long I'm going to take to get there. Right. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Not, well, what's your schedule? On Tuesdays, I can pick you up and drop you off where you have to go. You know, where's this village? I need the village to come and be in effect. That it, you know, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a, you know, it takes us all to really be able to lean on each other, you know, in times of need, so that we don't go insane. Right. You know what I mean? And sometimes the things that we are forced to lose, we have to lose them because we're not going to give them up.
Right. But that goes back to when you said the influences in our life determines who we are as a person. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like when I was growing up. I'm not old, you know what I mean? But I did grow up around older, you know, adults. You know what I mean? Like, all my cousins were older than me when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, they were so much more different. And then I lived with my grandmother for a while. So the values that were instilled in me are totally different. You know what I mean? It's like they actually cared. People on the block actually cared. They saw you walking home from school. It was like, where you going? Your grandmother know where you at. Your mother know where you at. Your father know where you going. You get what I'm saying? Like, even if they, you know what I mean, didn't really care for your family like that, it was still a concern. You get what I'm saying? Because they have kids as well, and the same thing.
And your kids are playing with my kids.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying? So it was more unified back then. Now it's like, oh, they don't even care. I see 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds outside 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, what is this? What are you doing?
Right. And then, I mean, can you see? Coming from an education background, I want to go get the child. Come here, hold my hand. Where's mommy? And I want to go and I want to knock on the door and say, is everything okay? But I just don't want a barrel of a shotgun pointed at me when I do it. So, you know what I mean? How do we save children that aren't ours to save? How do we step in and be, this hero when some people don't want the help? You know what I mean? But it's still affecting everybody. So when we look at, the memories that we have, are they are they able to last long enough to sustain us? Like the way that you were raised, you got people around you that are cutthroat. That wears on you. That, it gets into you. It seeps into your system too. And then you're like, I used to be a nice person. You know what I mean? I'm hanging around all these cutthroat people, and then I find myself doing some shady, grimy, shisty stuff, and I'm like, that's not even me. You know what I mean? Because here I am trying to be the light in the circle, and now they dimming my light. They putting my match out, and I'm like, okay, how do I still make this statement? How do I still make the difference and not drown myself in the process of it? You know what I mean? It comes down to then, who do we blame? I put a lot of posts up. People call me sometimes. They say, you going through something? Are you okay? And I'm like, I know that if I'm going through something, somebody else must be going through something, because the person that I reposted it from was obviously going through, it's not my post. It's not always me that, it's something that I've been through that. I may not be going through that right now, but I'm not scared to post it. You know what I mean? Some people are so scared of what somebody's going to think about what they put, that they won't try to share and help. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that it's you, but you saw something that might help somebody else. So you share that. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, she's bugging, or, this must be going on. Instead of guessing, just call me and I'll either say, this is what, I'm okay, thank you for calling, or this is what I'm going through, or I don't want to discuss it right now, or whatever the case is. But I just feel like the freedom to be able to be who you are. Like, everybody got this mask on and they're trying to portray this image that, I'm not rich. I'm a boss lady though. Okay? So what's the difference between being a boss and having a lot of money?
Being a boss should never be broke. That's one thing. Because you'll always know how to maneuver through any situation. Whether it's financially, you know what I mean? Like,
everything isn't financial. So, you know, it's not about your bank account that determines how much control you have over your situation. You know, so everybody a lot of people call themselves a boss. It's like, oh, that's kind of like cliche. But if you're a boss in your, of what you do, of what you are, if you have, the ability to be a leader, if you can lead and not lead people down a path of destruction, you know what I mean? If you can be a boss over your life, then that says something.
It's just like the saying they say, you can't knock a woman off a pedestal, she built herself. Period.
Nice.
You can't.
Nice.
It's not going to happen.
Nice. That's right. So whereas, we get all this criticism, like today, I'll just share, because I like to share. Today's a new day for me. You know what I mean? This is a new situation, but I've been working with Truth 5 TV. Shout out Truth 5 TV. Check us out today. Come join us at the party, because after the show is the after party. We will be at Soho Lounge nightclub tonight, filming Chicks and Flicks from 5 to 11. But when one door closes,
another one opens.
Or you got to kick it down. Yes. You know what I mean? Or you got to create you build the house so that the doors are under your control, right? So when you build the house, You determine what doors you keep open, what doors you close. So I think, when it comes down to blaming, I was saying that I put up posts about things that I've gone through, but sometimes people say, well, listen, you got to be responsible for the choices you made. You can't point the finger at somebody else every time they do something to you, right?
No, I don't believe that.
Thank you.
I don't believe that.
Thank you.
I do not believe that at all. I mean,
why not? Why can't we blame the person that keeps doing something to us, although we keep allowing it?
Okay, yeah, you can blame yourself, you know what I mean? But obviously, for you to keep allowing this person in your life, a conversation had to happen. So if this conversation happened, not for nothing, 9 times out of 10, you told them what you didn't like about it. You know what I mean? And it's up to them to have enough respect for you to abide by that. You know what I mean? And if they don't, that means they don't even value you as a person. For them to just keep doing it and doing it. Yes, it's dumb of us, but like you said, the influences on your life. When you're not a person that just easily gives up, you're not going to easily give up on that person. Because 9 times out of 10, you probably love this person, care about this person deeply if you keep going back or if you keep helping them out.
Right.
I have people in my life like that too. My best friend, love him to death. You know what I mean? He's older than me and everything, but he hasn't grasped the full concept that, you know what I mean, life is hitting him. And he's just going down a path of destruction. And it's I got to love you from a distance now. You know what I'm saying? So but I keep allowing him back in my life because I love him. That's been my best friend since 7th grade. I will never give up on him. But it's just I don't know.
I think, yes, we have to take the responsibility for the choices that we make. But sometimes when we make a choice, we're in a different place than when that choice reveals itself. Exactly. So now when you made the choice, everything was probably on the up and up. Everything was moving the way that you planned that, or you and that person had a conversation.
Right.
So they made some type of promise, commitment, statement that made you believe something about them, right? Now, as things transpire, and we're talking about all types of relationships, as people are revealed to you, you still have acquired these feelings for them, right? So you knowing and I knowing that I've been the type of person that can change, mature, grow, learn from my mistakes, you want to see that other person be able to do that as well. You know what I mean? And then it's we're laying our lives as a sacrifice to others. So we're these daggers are coming at us, and in the beginning, we're not realizing that these are really, these are things that are going to keep happening. We might take it as this is an instance that happened. It was just a circumstance that happened, right? But we cannot blame the victim when the victim is the person that is continuing to give to that other person to try to help them. If I keep, if I'm there for you and you keep doing me wrong, you're still wrong.
Right.
A lot of times it's we want to excuse the perpetrator for the victim. Well, you shouldn't have let him do that. Well, I thought they shouldn't have done that.
Right.
I didn't make them do it. I didn't ask them to do it. I asked them not to do it. They chose to continue to do it. And everybody does get tired. That's the wonderful thing. You know what I mean? That's the wonderful thing because, and then, when people use your kindness for a weakness, they got to learn. You were there for them. And you can walk away without a guilty conscience because you know that you did what you were supposed to do. You stuck to what you said you were going to do, and you were who you said you were. You know what I mean? And sometimes, I guess people that are givers, that's the position that we're in. There's the takers and there's the givers. And when you're a giver, you're going to keep giving. I just feel when that happens, we can't change who we are. So then we run across somebody else. And I just don't, this is what really confuses me. How somebody can see another person going through something. Like on Love and Hip Hop, Tierra Marie and Cisco. How, if you're the type of dirty dog, scoundrel, hoe, chasing, we all don't have the same thing under our pants, and I'm going to ask you if that's true. But it seems that, if you come across a lady who is struggling with something, is it that important to get in her pants at this particular moment, can't you put her to the side and let her be? You know what I mean? Why take somebody's vulnerability,
right,
knowing you're not right? She's telling her that, first of all, I was surprised that she said I love you when they was first in the bed talking about, you know, her problem. Does she have a problem? She's like, I love you. And I'm like, okay, I know that Love and Hip Hop, all these shows are like 6 months later. So, all right, y'all might have been seeing each other for 6 months. Y'all done, you know, everything is good. Now he comes with you to where you live and, you know, your real life comes out. And he sees you for who you really are. Instead of him looking this lady in the eye and saying, you know what, you're going through a lot of issues and I do want to be there for you. Of course, they don't want to be there for you when they see you going through a lot of issues. Before you go meet the other chick at the hotel, can't you just let her know something?
Yeah.
Can't you just let her know something?
Why?
The only man in the room is saying no, and I'm going to ask him to just get on the mic. How can you be so cruel to know that somebody's going through something? We as women, unfortunately, we lay it all out on the table from very early on. We tell what we're going through. We tell it because we expect you to either go now, like leave now. Don't add on to my misery. You know what I mean? But they stick around and then they end up doing the same thing that they know that you was going through. What is that about?
I mean, I don't know. I honestly couldn't put a pinpoint on that.
Like if you meet a guy, let's switch it around. You meet a guy, he's just broke up with his baby mother.
We could pause that because hypothetically speaking, I don't really deal with men.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, we're gonna talk. That's one of the things that we're gonna talk about.
I can't.
Today. But how is it different if you're dealing with a female,
right?
And she just came out of a relationship? Are you really? I mean, are you really saying that dealing with a man and dealing with a woman is that different?
It is only emotionally because women carry more emotion than men.
But even these women that act like men, that look like
they're
men,
emotional.
that dress like men?
They're emotional. Okay. That's all I date. They're emotional.
Okay. So they still act the same, they just look different.
Some of them, I'm not going to say all of them are like that. I know some who are like rough, just like rough. You know, they really think they're men. You understand? Like, I'm talking about gangbang, tats everywhere on the face, and they're really in it. You know what I mean? And then I know some who are just like, they have that look on the outside of a man, but the inside is just like puppy dog. You get what I'm saying?
And that's why you deal with women? Is that the reason why you deal with women? Because women are more emotional?
No, it's not even that. I actually had an attraction to women since I was like 12.
Okay. But you never had an attraction to
I did. Men? But it was my daughter's father.
Okay.
He was kind of like, he's gonna kill me for saying this, but he was kind of like a playoff, kind of sort of. You know what I mean? Not to say it like that, but it was that originally because my mom and my dad are Muslim. You know what I mean? So growing up in a home like that, it's not. No, it's something you don't do. So you know, make a long story short, I genuinely.
We got all day. I want to hear this
genuinely, you know, I met him when I was maybe like 14, and we didn't do anything. I didn't even want to kiss him. Like, it was that serious, but we were good friends. So it was like, I liked being around him. But then it came to a point where it was like, it became love. Like, I literally fell in love with him.
And it had nothing to do with physical?
Nothing.
Okay. You just loved him as a person.
Exactly.
It didn't matter if he was...
Exactly. So it was like, oh man, what am I doing now? Like, I done got myself into something. But it was like, I never had an experience with a female, so it was kind of like an out of sight, out of mind thing for me because it was like, it never happened anyway.
So you felt like, okay, let me try this because this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Exactly. So my daughter was made out of love. Anybody that asked me, she was definitely made out of love. She's not a mistake. She wasn't accident, none of that. You know what I mean? Like, she's a blessing. And I feel like that's what my daughter's father was brought in my life to do. Give me my child. And that's it. You get what I'm saying? Like,
so right after that, you was like,
no, not right after that. No, it wasn't right after that.
It was fun.
No, it wasn't right after that. I tried, you know what I mean, like dating other.
Well, how did
dudes.
you guys not work out?
He actually left me.
For you?
2 weeks before I gave birth, well, there were signs in the middle of that, you know what I mean? Obviously, but
do you think that he felt that you as a woman was just playing a role? Like, could he tell that you really don't want this? You want something else? Is that
no?
Oh, okay.
No, because like I said, I had never had an experience with a female anyway, so it wasn't even like something that was on my mind.
But it was you, though.
Right, it was me.
You were.
But like I said, I was in love with him, so it didn't even matter at that point.
So do you think you could have continued to be with him?
Yeah, if things never happened how they happened, you know what I mean? He decided to leave 2 weeks before, I had my daughter. He was like, I don't think I'm ready for a committed relationship. That's when everything, all the little things throughout that 9 months started adding up, and I'm like, oh, he got to be cheating.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So after I had my daughter, a month after I had her, you know what I mean? This 16-year-old, we're not gonna say how old he was at the time, but whatever. She comes along and she's just like, oh, that's my boyfriend, and she found out about me. I just so happened to be in a singing competition when I was my senior year of high school, and she came to one of the shows, and the girl she was with was like, oh yeah, that's his baby mother right there singing on stage. That's how she found out about me, and I was already like 5 months, 6 months.
Wow.
So it was just like, wow. So I was still trying to, get my family back, but it was like,
were you still attracted to girls?
Yeah, I was, but I was like, this is wrong. This is not right. So then when I got pregnant, it definitely went out the window. You know what I mean? That thought definitely went out, because I'm like, oh, now I can focus on like family. You know what I mean? Because my mom and my dad are still together to this day, even though they go through what they go through. It's still, you know what I mean? Like, family is everything. Mm-hmm. So it's just like that was my main goal, but it was like he had another situation going on. He proposed to the girl, everything. Okay. So months down the line, like I said, I did, you know what I mean, date a couple of more men, but it was like, it was something off.
It wasn't exciting?
It was something off because like I said, my daughter's father was my first, so it was like I wasn't out there sexual with all these, so it was kind of like a friend thing for me in the beginning. So if I can't click with you as a friend, right, you get what I'm saying, everything else is not even going to work for me, and that's just me personally. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to be attracted to you sexually if I can't even be attracted to you, your personality. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a no-go. Right. So
yeah, they say sex is just the icing.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You're the cake, and if you are the cake, the person that really wants to be around you is not there for the icing. Right. The icing just helps. Right. We got another side-eye view. I mean, I don't know, because look, the sex can't be the whole cake. No. You know what I mean? No. I mean, you can't. I don't like cake without icing, though. Right. You know what I mean? So the icing is very important. Make sure the icing is good. Yes, but I mean, of course, you got to look at it like, if the sex is all good, but everything else is horrible, you're going to stay for a little while. You're going to stay. You're going to try to work it out. But eventually the sex becomes not even worth the problem. You know what I mean? But on the other hand, if everything is good with the person and the sex is trash, I don't see that working either. So it's got to be a balance. If the sex is trash, I mean, I don't know. I've never really gone that far in a situation where the sex is trash, because that would be like a one-nighter and then it's over. You know what I mean? So I think when you start to deal with people, see, this is where we go wrong. We do the sex first, and then that, takes us away from reality. And we're not getting to know the person for who they really are. But you know what?
I actually tried that, whole holding out thing, whatever. But it was natural.
Wait, you can hold out with girls?
Yeah, you can. You definitely can. I mean, actually, I went a whole year without anything.
Because to me, now this is my ignorance of not knowing what that relationship is like. A lot of us, and y'all I'm being honest. A lot of us don't see the relationship, the same sex relationship, as the same as a heterosexual relationship.
Well, I can say It is because I've had best of both worlds. I've had both. You know what I mean? So I can definitely say I've had females that made me feel like I was in bed with a man. And that's right hand up. You hear me? Like snatch the soul, put it back.
But you see how you said that. So we expect that the relationship with a woman and a man to be that dynamic that, you know, for you to say it like a man, it still makes it seem like it's a difference.
It's no different though.
Because I can't imagine calling a girl and being like, I love you. Well, how are you doing this to me? Like, I just can't imagine that because that's not my life. That's your life. So I'm asking you so that you can help us understand, you know, why it's seen as more of either a rebound type of thing a lot of times. Like, there's a lot of women that have more than one kid by men, that have been with men their whole life, and all of a sudden now you end up with a woman and we're like, really?
I never understood that, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, I can't speak for everybody. Everybody has their different stories, you know what I mean? Like, I know girls that say they've been gay their whole life, but you keep having kids. How? How?
Right.
I mean, how can you explain that? Like, we need to see paperwork or something because we don't believe you. Like, we don't. You need more people. Like, seriously, because like you said, I know girls who dress like, you know, the aggressors, AGs as they like to call them, or studs. You know what I mean? And they have like 4 kids, 5 kids. Like, where are these kids coming from?
Yeah. So what? Because you have emotional attachments to people. Emotional and physical, you know what I mean? And if you are in a situation where it's a woman that you're dealing with and a guy comes up to try to talk to you and you tell him, no, I don't date men, they probably like, you wasting that pussy on another woman. You know what I mean?
I've heard that a lot.
Right?
Like, you're a waste. And I'm like, it's not a waste because somebody's enjoying it, not you. Goodbye. Thank you.
3 holes.
That's it. You know what I mean?
So 3 holes. I mean, yeah, but okay. So you deal with women, and all of them strap on, like.
Not all of them.
Okay.
Have because not for nothing. I mean, I like to do things too.
Okay, so wait a second. So both women can be strapping on, not just
No, I've never done that. I didn't say that.
Okay.
I will never.
Let
me not say never because I actually dated.
I know there must be rules to this.
I've actually dated a girl that liked that, like that wanted me to be the, and I was just like, it felt kind of weird. I'm like, I don't know.
The girl.
Right, you know what I mean? And she portrayed the male, but I understand that there's girls out there that have no label to them. You know what I mean? Like, they're feminine in the inside, but they just like to dress how they dress. Or they don't have a label where they'll be a stud one week and have as long as hair as you the next week. You know what I mean? Heels, nails on, feet done. And that's the type of girl that I've actually dated. Like, I've actually dated a girl like that. So it was just like totally different for me. Like, what the hell is going on? But she actually brought the freak out of me. I ain't even gonna lie to you. She actually was the one that got me.
Until you try it, I guess.
That was the first girl that I've ever like went down on. You get what I'm saying? So it was like.
Also, all right. So then, what do you do? Because I'd be like, what am I gonna go down? I mean, you have
69. You have stuff like that. Like, I don't like fingers. Don't put your fingers.
But you said it's the first time you went down on her.
Yeah, that was like.
You always just receive.
Yeah, because I was scared because the girls that I was dating before her, like, they were more experienced. So it was like they didn't even really care that I didn't know how. You get what I'm saying? Because just pleasing me was enough for them.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't a conflict there. Whereas with her, it was like she wanted it. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, that was my girlfriend at the time, so it's like I have to please my girlfriend. So you got to get it together, Lay.
And women, we have the same issue. We have to make sure we're doing it right when we do it, when we give it. You know what I mean? But what's confusing to me is when there are so many different dynamics of a woman, because we expect a man, like, basically men are cut and dry and they're pretty simple. You know what I mean? In terms of what you guys want. They say y'all just want sex, y'all want food, and y'all want us to be quiet. That's the 3 things y'all want. That's simple. If you're dealing with another emotion, because this is my dilemma. But I don't understand how men can have more than one woman. Now, I can understand they can go cheat for the night and cheat with another random and another random. But when you have relationships, multiple with women, knowing how emotional we are, I don't know how you can juggle that. I can't imagine as a woman knowing how much I am for someone to have. You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine dealing with another me. I can't imagine dealing with somebody that's not dealing with another
you because there's just like you meet men who are not the same, you're gonna meet women who are not the same. Every girl that I've dated has never been the same. Never.
But with the women having all these different entities, we're more, that's what I'm saying, we're more deep than men in terms of like, we have so many layers.
But I've met females who have the same aura as a man. You know what I mean? Like the same characteristics, like their whole being, their whole personality is a man. You get what I'm saying? So they have that.
One day she's a man and the next day she's a woman. How can you, that's what I'm saying. How do you deal with somebody that is so unable to be labeled or unable to be, you know, we're gonna get back to that. Thank you. We'll be back. It's the Boss Lady Chronicles radio show.
I think you're exaggerating. That's bullshit, man. We run from the cops. We run from Rodamans. We run from security guards. We run from old man quills in this fucking bullshit store when he come with that bullshit gun. All we do is fucking run. Like I'm on a goddamn track team. I'm serious. What's the matter, Ryan? Nothing to say? That's because you know I'm right. In your heart, you know I'm right. Yo, big man. If you want respect, you gotta earn it. You damn right. You gotta be ready to go down, stand up, and die for that shit like Blizzard did. If you want some juice.
Okay. I like this shit right here, though. That real classic shit, bro. So much soul, you know what I mean? But it's quicksand, though. No apologies, mixtape. What up?
I'm a rebel with a cause. Dreadlocks tatted up, creeping through the fog. Give it to you raw, I don't sugarcoat. Only got my words and my balls with an envelope full of that drama. We live in a world full of hatred and karma. Where little black girls say they body on a corner. Where little white boys kill blacks in the church. He get the post bail while the nigga in the dirt. Shit don't make sense. The revolution won't be televised, but you still get a glimpse. Keep your third eye open. You can only be blind to the facts if you're not one of the chosen. I got a question. How many niggas can't pay their rent but can afford a new Lexus? I see things from another perspective. Mr. Teacher, what the hell is the lesson like? Oh shit, another nigga got hit. Too many kids dying from a full clip. Babies crying, mothers in the news clip. Your neighbor saw the shooter, but he ain't do shit about it. I'm on a mission getting rowdy. By the time my son turned 5, I'm outie. Over my dead body before I gotta bury his. Don't you dare doubt me, I'll show you what it is. What up, though? When I kick it, I get wicked and cutthroat. Born and raised by the rats and the gun smoke. Pretty thoughts to have, not to want dope. Real gritty with no pity and dead broke. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears when you gotta calculate the murder rate every year. It ain't fair, but you can't live in fear. Get your mind right, cause the end is too near. Wait a minute, I ain't done yet. I'ma go hard like a drunk on your doorstep. See the truth ricochet like a 12 gauge in the sunset. Give me 40 acres where the fun's at. Y'all think we dumb, living in poverty as a fatherless son. With 2 choices, get a job or a gun. I chose to rap, some niggas gang bang, some chose to trap. As a matter of fact, you ain't even gotta be white or black. Do dirt, you get dirt, falling right in your back. Shit is whack to follow another trend. Reality television and social media got us deep in. We getting turned up every weekend. Just listen to the words that I'm speaking. In the streets, don't get caught slipping. Quicksand, bitch, I be that real pimpin', pimpin'.
Getting close to the end of the tape. I wanna remind y'all, you are now tuned in to No Apology.
It's that jersey.
Yeah. What's the ball? Big motherfucking kilo.
I be that nigga quicksand.
Quicksand.
If you don't know me, you about to find out.
They about to find out, you heard?
But fuck all that. Let's get it. Bitches ain't shit but a nut. What? Looking for a handout. Suck a dick for a couple bucks. These niggas acting all tough. Sweeter than that apple pie. Then they get straight for the crust. Let's get one thing understood. When I make it out, I'ma bring it back to the hood. I do it for my niggas in the struggle. Push it to the limit. Take it to a whole nother level. So people tell me that I'm kinda special. Never to my own home, but I put the pedal to the metal. Still get handsome, but I'm ghetto. I'm all about peace, but if niggas got beef, we can settle. I hit a nigga quick with that quick talk. Don't get fucked up, cause you can't hold your liquor. Plain brain cell short, but I got sick though. Point blank range that'll make your ass spit tough. I am not a shooter, but my goons come and get ya. Rather tell the truth than the lie in the picture. I kept it 100 from day one. How you figure? When it comes to this rap shit, that I ain't the realest nigga.
Catch me in the act, then I'm swerving. Man, that's where I flex on purpose. Now your bitch will show me how she twerking. Wow. I just turned the club into a circus. All my niggas plugs, we get the splurge. Disrespect the squad, then it's curtains. Fuck you mean? I just met a bitch, I called her Dr. Lena. Get it from the rare, then it's nice to see it. Bye. Your baby father trip, getting a lot to heat him. That ladder, that 4-5 in the Nina. I swear to God, man, I put it body in the freezer.
What you say?
Put it body in the freezer.
Wow. Now that was just a quick talk. Nigga, I hit you with that quick talk. Wait, fuck you niggas bent up, you bent up. What? I hit you with that quick talk. I hit you with that quick talk. What? Fuck you niggas bent up, you bent up. I hit you with that quick talk. What? Nigga got that quick talk. Bang.
Shout out to the whole motherfucking highlight. I see y'all, man.
Yeah.
Pakistan got a lot of talent. Y'all niggas need to tune in, man. We currently rocking at Kilo Gang Studios, man. KVP, Kilo Vision Productions. I co-sign that High Life movement. Okay.
Yeah. Come on. Stack. Unique.
Manteca. From Callao de Nueva York, dime quién es el mejor. I'm the King Kong. You niggas are alfajor. The new Latin rapper, the bat for you hold. It's me, the black diamond that emerged from the cold. Payasos be talking it, but really don't be repping it. Batería de Santa Marina. Freestyle en Buena Vista. The teams in pink shirts, my boys running la pista. They play by one motto. Ayo, mata pa su hincha. Show you your cards of virtue. You blink, then I curse you. Brujo, get that stick pushed through you, anticucho. They find you through every canal. Underwater like a tamal. You're now dealing with tons, son, we heavyweighters. Tattooed your position, they border with the laser. Slang originator, front page dictators. Then Peter with arbitrators, my committee's regulators. For those speaking in Jews, cool, I came with appraisers.
I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I'm just talking from the heart, this is all I know. This is what I was meant to be. I'll let them hate me all they want, yeah, just hope you know. You can't take this away from me, cause I'm too real.
Manteca, Sambo getting strong cause I'm out here lifting pesas. Por los pechos de mi madre te lo juro. I spit crudo, delivery or puro. Él eso te hace, huevón no te pase. Stepping on sangre with my black diamante. Yeah, that's my Pucci, yo soy el cantante. Envidia no mata a nadie, adelante como elefante. Black Latin chulo, General Ben and Hugo. Inside the Lost Mundo, amongst palomillas, puffing green, slinging duro. Gauses will leave you stiff for a little change menudo. My niggas are biting down, tan feo pa' la foto. Plata o plomo, yo te mando la moto. Juanito Alimaña, I'm rolling with my mancha. My eyes on chamaquitos, we strapped to give them tandas.
I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I'm just talking from the heart, this is all I know. This is what I was meant to be. I'll let them hate me all they want, yeah, just hope you know. You can't take this away from me, cause I'm too real.
De Nueva York, dime quién es el mejor. I'm the King Kong, you niggas are a favor. Ya fuiste, está en la bajada. You washed up niggas could save it, don't tell me nada. Nena showing her rabo, I'm thinking about the mangos. Inca con lo claro, camateo de chanco. Anda, I'm shocking niggas, they out here calling me Blanca. Flow slap you mentally, through electro energy. I been had skills, intro, last verse, Benjis. Nigga, you silly, I'ma do it biggie. Bring that red, white, and red through every town and every city.
I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I'm just talking from the heart, this is all I know. This is what I was meant to be. I'll let them hate me all they want, yeah, just hope you know. You can't take this away from me, cause I'm too real.
Getting close to the end of the tape. I want to remind y'all, you are now tuned in to No Apology.
You already know what it be. It's that jungle.
What's the big motherfucking Kilo?
I be that nigga Quicksand.
Quicksand.
If you don't know me, you about to find out.
They about to find out, you heard?
But fuck all that. Let's get it. Bitches ain't shit but a nut. What? Looking for a handout. Suck a dick for a couple bucks. These niggas acting all tough. Sweeter than that apple pie, then they get straight for the crust. Let's get one thing understood. When I make it out, I'ma bring it back to the hood. I do it for my niggas in the struggle. Push it to the limit. Take it to a whole nother level. So people tell me that I'm kinda special. Never to my own home, but I put the pedal to the metal. Nigga handsome, but I'm ghetto. I'm all about peace, but if niggas got beef, we can settle. I hit a nigga quick with that quick talk. Don't get fucked up, cause you can't hold your liquor. Plain brain cell short, but I got sick though. Point blank range that'll make your ass spit tough. I am not a shooter, but my goons come and get ya. Rather tell the truth than the lie in the picture. I kept it 100 from day one. How you figure? When it comes to this rap shit, that I ain't the realest nigga.
Catch me in the act, then I'm swerving. Man, that's where I flex on purpose. Now your bitch gon' show me how she twerking. I just took the club into a circus. All my niggas plug to get the splurge. Disrespect the squad, then it's curtains. Fuck you mean? I just met a bitch, I called her Dr. Lena. Get it from the rare, then it's nice to see it. Your baby father trip, getting a lot to heat him. That ladder, that 4-5 in the Nina. I swear to God, man, I put it body in the freezer. What you say? Put it body in the freezer.
Wow. Now that was just a quick talk. Nigga, I hit you with that quick talk. Wait, fuck you niggas bent up, you bent up. What? I hit you with that quick talk. I hit you with that quick talk. What? Fuck you niggas bent up, you bent up. I hit you with that quick talk. What? Nigga got that quick talk.
Shout out to the whole motherfucking highlight. I see y'all, man. Pakistan got a lot of talent. Y'all niggas need to tune in, man. We currently working at Kilo Gang Studios, man. KVP, Kilo Vision Productions. I co-sign that High Life movement.
Hit you with that quick talk. I hit you with that quick talk. What? Fuck you niggas bent up, you bent up. I hit you with that quick talk. What? Nigga got that quick talk.
Shout out to the whole motherfucking highlight. I see y'all, man. Pakistan got a lot of talent. Y'all niggas need to tune in, man. We currently working at Kilo Gang Studios, man. KVP, Kilo Vision Productions. co-sign that high life movement. Okay.
We're back. It's the Boss Lady Chronicles radio show on a Friday. You're going to be joining us on YouTube from this point in collaboration with Truth Vibe TV on author Ericka Williams' channel. Thank you for those of you who are in there with me today. We didn't miss a beat. We went from East Orange to Inglewood, New Jersey. Join us tonight in Fort Lee at Soho Nightclub from 5 to 11. Chicks and Flicks will be in the building. If you want to promote your brand, your service, your product, tell your story, or just come out and share some of the stories that we'll be talking about, the topics and articles we'll be talking about tonight. We'll be partying. Not all night, but we're looking for an after party after 11. So we want to go somewhere else after that, after I stop working. So I'm doing 2 shows today, but I brought my girl back to visit with me, Miss Lele. Please, for those of you who don't know you from our sexy pictures on the last time you came, you know, our pictures got a lot of likes. But anyway, for those people who, you know, don't know you, tell them who you are, where you're from, what you do, you know, all about you. We're going to get back in your business.
Back in my business. Well, hi, I'm Lele. I'm from Paterson, New Jersey, born and raised. I model. And there's some acting. I dance. I write music.
What kind of dance?
Hip hop
dancing.
No strip I've never stripped in my life ever. Thought about it, but never did it. Other than that, I'm just working on my internet TV show. You know, so kind of, sort of what you're doing, not like current event type of thing, but you know, it's coming along. Just doing the photo shoots, stuff like that. Being a mom, getting her ready for school.
Okay, see, so we're going to get back to the exciting part. So, what confuses me about, okay, we get that even, we can't leave out the boys who grew up at 3 and 4 and said they always knew that they liked boys, like they wanted to kiss a boy, you know, at 4 years old, knowing that it wasn't right. So they were, you know, socializing to not doing it. Close those 2 doors for me. You know, so we got to give credit to that. That if that's real, if that's how you felt as a child, and you know your mom or your little cousins or whatever, you know, no, you don't do that. You don't, you know, you're not supposed to.
But there was actually a documentary that gave facts that you can be born that way.
Right,
because you can definitely be born that way.
You're attracted to what you're attracted to, and if you know that from a very young age, I mean, there's also the moment when kids are just curious and they don't know, and they're trying to find who they, you know, trying to find their way, and you know, you're around
this
kids,
is not
kids,
curious
kids,
for me.
You know what I'm saying?
It's been past curious for me.
No, I get it, but I'm saying, well, if we start from there, where it's, you know, you feel like it's in you from that moment that you just looked around and said, "Ooh, she's cute," and you know, what is it that you didn't feel like when a boy came around? There was never a feeling that, "Oh, I want to kiss him. I want to, you know, I like him," or nothing like that.
No, I was one of the girls that used to, you know, when you used to schedule a kiss after school. I used to be the one an hour after school already ended to be like, I still didn't kiss him yet. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it felt weird. Like, and then when I did kiss, it was like I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going.
So gradually going through your childbirth, having your daughter, trying to work it out in a normal relationship, right? And then really coming into yourself and saying, "This is who I am. Right. This is, you know, this is what I like." What confuses me is, well, see, because I know how I feel about men,
right?
You know what I mean? But I can't say that I didn't try. Because I didn't know. And then, you know, there's a time when you at the party and, you know, you might be feeling some type of way and, you know, you're like, okay, let me see what this is about. But I knew that it wasn't for me. You know what I mean? But when you see a man walking down the street, like a man that looks like a Lorenz Tate.
I mean, I can give props where they're due, but my drawers don't get wet.
But when a girl walks past,
depending on how she look, yeah. But I'm attracted to all women, period.
Okay.
Period. So, I don't care if you look like you dress like a dude, you just like, I love women. Period.
But because
I just can't
girl
date a
can
feminine
look like
girl.
a guy. So then, why isn't the image enough for you to say maybe this person? Because you said not to be. You know, a lot of people don't want to be labeled.
Right. No, not a lot.
Because there's a lot of guys watching that's like, if she would just give me a chance.
I mean, no, I'm good on that. I had my time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just wasn't for me. Like I said, I don't label all men. It's not all men. I'm not out here just saying, I hate men.
Right.
It's the men that I came in contact with. The ones that I had those, experiences with, that it was just like, that's not for me. You know what I mean? It was like, no, I'm good on that. So it was like, I wasn't dating different people until I found out what I wanted to do. It was like a process for me. You know what I mean? Like I said, after my daughter's father, I started talking to a young man or whatever. It really didn't work out. So then I actually got in contact with somebody from my past. We had like a little fling or whatever, but it really wasn't nothing. But we already had history, so it was like it wasn't anybody new. So it was like, it was okay, but then it was like, I don't know. It was like I don't know feeling. So then I took a whole year.
Okay.
I wasn't dating anybody because at that time I was, dipping with women too. At that point in time, I think I was like 19 or something like that. And it was just like, if I was dating a man, I was dating a man. If I was interested in a woman, that's what it was. I never mixed the two.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to confuse myself. You know what I mean? Like, I really didn't want to confuse myself.
But what about women? Okay, so if you with a girl and she wants to deal with guys, like, and then of course guys love to have two girls, but would you be in a situation where you're just dealing with the girl and not the guy? Because Shu said that's not fake. That's not a real menage.
You mean a threesome?
Yeah.
I've never had one.
Okay.
Never in my life.
So
I've been asked, but it's not my thing.
So now when you're approached by a guy and he's like, I could change your life, this is, you're just bugging, you don't know what you're missing, whatever. From that point, do they really just walk away from you? Because you said that you tell them up front.
No. So, some of them, go, okay, you have a nice day, you're still beautiful, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then you have some that'll follow you. Like, why are you following me? He'd be like, for real, like, you just not gonna give me a chance. You just not gonna.
They can't believe it.
You know what I mean? Like, just give me your number. You can't give me your number. Like, just exchange numbers. We could be friends. No. Like, no, we're not doing this right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already know where your mindset is at this point. You know what I mean? From your whole reaction. So I'm good. You don't even want to be a friend. You want to be a friend so you can try to get in.
Right.
How you fit in. Yeah. And you're not fitting in. Okay?
I mean, do you have trans friends?
Yes,
who,
absolutely.
Now we know that it's dangerous for a boy who
But they've been like this since I've met them. So they're older than me. Like I said, I chill around a lot of older people. You know what I mean? So at 18, I was chilling with people that was already 28, 29.
Yeah. Well, when I was younger, a lot of people that I hung with when I was young were older than me. And then as I got older, I started hanging with a lot of people that were younger than me. But it's dangerous now. This guy, people are getting killed once it's revealed that they are biologically a guy and you've misled another guy. But how is it that they don't understand that they're putting in like why don't they just tell up front? Like, you have friends, I'm sure, who make you in the club, he sees a guy, he's like the guy doesn't know that he's a guy. Why would he put himself in that position of danger?
Not for
or
nothing.
Is it a lot more guys accepting it on the low that we don't know
and they
about?
get mad because they get exposed. Because I know a lot of supposed heterosexual men that get caught, okay? I've seen them by school 30. I'm just saying. I've seen them. I'm serious. You know what I mean? Guernsey Crest, all that over there. Everybody knows what that area is. If anybody's watching for Patterson, you know what that area is. 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean?
So it's only trans out there? It's not like a mix?
No, it's only trans. I'm serious. Like, I'm not even joking with you. Because I had friends who actually worked that strip.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, and they may not have even been necessarily dressed as women every day, all day. But they'll go out there just as a woman. You know what I mean? And they actually get these, you know what I'm saying? Like, people from my own block, my own hood. I've seen it. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's just acceptance and then they get mad when it comes out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's hard to tell. It's really hard. Well, some of them you could tell. You know what I mean? Because if you go into their house, you setting up dates, as they like to call them. You know what I mean? Like, you pay them basically for this favor.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to know something. You get what I'm saying? And then for you to be a man yourself, for me to be a woman, I can tell that a trans is a trans by their hands, by their feet. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Like, just by certain features. But I've met some trans that get so much work done you can't tell not a bit. I'm talking about, I used to be questioning myself, like, you look a little bit more like a woman than me, a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Because I've been around it. I've been to, you know, they call them balls, you know, around the gay scene. And, you know, the Globe was a popular club that everybody used to go to back then. You know, it was all gay. You know what I mean? People from Patterson used to go, people from Newark, everything. They had different locations on Broad Street, First Street. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I've seen it all. I've seen it all. And it's like, I can't give you a straight answer on that because you can say some of them know.
So if they know, all right, they don't want people to know, and then they're having relationships with women as well.
I think that's disgusting.
And nobody's telling?
I think that's disgusting.
Nobody's calling the baby mama and telling her that her baby daddy is wrong. You know,
I mean, not for nothing, I can honestly say that a lot of the trans that I know are about their money. So as long as you taking care of me,
oh, you don't.
Sis ain't gotta know.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? But as soon as you try to get cute,
right?
As soon as you try to get cute, as they say, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's coming all out. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's just certain ones that handle things another way. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know trans who tell me, you know, they have men who are married. You get what I'm saying? And it's like they just take care of them and they will never disrespect them. They will never do it because they don't want that to come out. So it's like playing, what do you call it? Like a puppet.
Yeah.
It's like they're puppets.
And Russian roulette, though.
Exactly.
Because, you know, it's to be the woman on the other side of that, and then to find out that your man is doing something like this and it doesn't matter if you're sleeping with a woman or a man, you're still your health is still at risk because you could get something from a man or a woman. Right. So it's not that, but it's just the feeling like, you know, basically living such a lie. You know what I mean? How can you, that's what I say, like, I don't understand how someone can do certain things to other people. You know what I mean? Because you would never want it done to you.
Right.
You know, and that's where all this is. Because how do you have a relationship that can sustain all of these different entities? That's what I was trying to ask you before. How, if you know that as women, we're emotional and we deal with our emotions, and now you have two women that are emotional dealing with
because you're a woman, you know what you want. So at the end of the day, you know what another woman wants. You know what's gonna stop me from acting like a brat. You know what's gonna stop me from catching the attitude. You know what I mean? Because you're a woman yourself.
Crazy. That's so crazy because men who deal with a lot of women, I find like you should know by now. You've been dealing with women your whole life. You've got multiple women. You got women over here, women over there, and you still don't know how to keep a woman from being a bitch. You still don't know how to keep a woman from acting up. Obviously, you're not doing something right if your woman is always bitching and moaning and complaining. It's not, we don't sit around and conjure up, how am I going to be a bitch today?
Right.
How am I going to be? No, we don't. We want you to come in, show us the attention that we need.
That you showed in the beginning.
Right.
That dwindled down as time went on. Because it gets like that with women too.
Okay, so
oh, trust me, it gets like that with women too. You know what I mean? Like, you have the ones, that's why I don't really go for the popular ones. I've never, you know what I'm saying? Because not for the fact I got a buzz going myself. I don't got time for everybody being in my business. I don't have time for none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not with the whole flashy thing. I mean, that's a plus if you know how to dress or whatever. But I can always spiff you up. That ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what they say, upgrade you, whatever.
So let's talk about your daughter in there. How old is your daughter?
She's 11.
Okay, so at this point, she's older. And she, does she...
Funny story that you're asking me about that. Because I never even had to tell her. She came to me. Like, I mean, I actually lived with one of the girls that I was with. This was a couple years ago, but we were together for 5 years. We lived together for 3. We actually moved to California together and everything. That was the one I told you that was playing basketball.
Oh, okay.
She had a full scholarship in Cali for basketball, so we had moved out there or whatever. We moved back. We moved to Patterson. She moved to Patterson. Actually, she was from Connecticut.
Okay.
So my daughter has been around it, but my daughter has never seen the sexual aspect of it. You get what I'm saying? Like, never. She's never seen me sit on her lap. She's never seen me. We used to live in the same house. She's never even seen me hugged up in the bed with her. If anything, I'll be laying down. She would be sitting at the edge of the bed by the time my daughter came in the door. You know what I mean? It was like...
So it's not in her face. She's aware.
Exactly. So just last year, she sat in my car, and her cousin actually had an Instagram, and which is my daughter's father's niece. So she's like, "Oh, look at this picture." Now it wasn't even a bad picture. Like, we weren't kissing or nothing. We were just really close to one another. Like, I was sitting on her lap, but her face was like right here, tight. You know what I mean? And my daughter was like, "Oh, you and such, we're really close in the picture." Like. She was like, "Mommy, like, what is that?" She was like, "Do you like girls?" Like, she asked me just like that. And I was like, oh, boy, I turned the car off. I was like, now it's time to have this conversation right here in front of the house, like, right here. Like, so I was like, okay, whatever. So as I started explaining it to her, you know, she was kind of turned off by it a little bit. She was like, "Ew, Mommy, but isn't that nasty?" But I just had to explain to her, you know what I mean? People love who they love. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not telling you that this is a life that you have to live. You choose your own life. You know what I mean? Like, because it was at one point that I wanted a family. Because she used to ask me all the time, like, "Why aren't you and Daddy a family?" You get what I'm saying? But once I started explaining to her things that took place, you know what I mean? My mind was at a different place at the time. You get what I'm saying? Like, she's very well-rounded, my daughter. Like, I look at her sometimes and I'm like, "You've been here before. I don't know whose child you are," or, you know what I mean? Like, but it scares me sometimes. Cause she was very understanding. She's like, "Well, as long as you're happy, Mommy, I'm happy." You know what I mean? It wasn't like I cried a little bit because I wasn't really ready to come out and tell her right then. She was only 10. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, but it was like, you got to do it. Like, she's asking about it. It's like, it was just, I had to just do it. But she was very understanding. Like, now she's just like, she asks a lot of questions now, though. She's like, "Oh, well, is that your new friend, Mommy?"
So, your parents, have they accepted it now?
My mom has accepted it from the beginning.
Okay.
My dad, I couldn't even really tell you if he accepted it or not. I mean, he doesn't say anything now about it. The last time he actually said something about it was last year. But he hasn't been a happy camper about it at all.
Yeah, you know, I have kids that are coming up. And, you know, my son, he's older, but there's a little son coming up and 2 girls. And I have had to ask myself, like, well, how would I feel about it? You know, and everybody's life is their own. You know, everybody, I mean, going back to what we were talking about from the very beginning, you know, it's a lot about navigating through what is okay, what is, you know, accepting who you are and accepting that other people don't, you know, whether we're with a man or a woman, there comes a time when that person may not want you anymore. You may not want that person anymore. And is it okay? You know what I mean? Is it okay? The choices that we make that affect other people. You know, when I started talking about blame, I saw an article or a clip about the fact that a lot of these events that happen, of course, that affect Black people in the world are things that were going to happen and they were never stopped, right? So we saw what was coming along the way. I mean, even the crisis, the water, the crisis in Harlem. I just read about that diabetes is so high in Harlem because they're shipping in milk from places that are close to radioactive plants to certain places. Now, we always know that they would put the bad food in the Black neighborhoods, the bad meat, or, you know, the not so good food. We get the scraps. But when do we take when do we take the power so where that other people are not imposing on us what happens to us? You know what I mean? Like our parents want us to live a certain way. If we don't live up to their standards, they cut us off, or you know they're not there for us. They're not going to buy into that lifestyle, so they don't want to support you. You know what I mean? When you're around people and they don't agree with what you do, it's kind of like, okay, does that make you feel any less than yourself? In other words, because your parents don't accept it, do you wish that you were not the way that you are? You know what I mean? If you could change it and make everything easier where you don't have to explain to your daughter, or, you know, you don't have to feel uncomfortable, or don't you want to be able to bring somebody home? You know what I mean? So would you wish that it would be different, or would you just rather accept the way it is with all the things that come with it?
I'm good. Because honestly speaking, I feel like if I would have went another route, and honestly speaking, the main reason why I stuck with females is because I'm going to go back to that. Because I tried, you know, one last time with my daughter's father. You know what I mean? Like, because I wanted a family. And before I even had my daughter, I told him I don't want to be a baby mother. You know what I mean? Like, I want a family. I want my daughter's father, her mother, and her to live together, to be a family. You know what I mean? So if I couldn't have that, then that was enough for me.
I think, you know, that's what goes into when we were talking about blaming somebody and taking responsibility. You know, a lot of times we accept things because we want things to change. We're not accepting them because we want them to be that way. We're just thinking that, you know, when we grew up and we knew it was for better or for worse, we're living that. We're trying to stick it out. We're trying to make it work with somebody, you know, regardless of what issues come into play. You're not supposed to just walk away from somebody because things are not going well. But there's a thin line between that and somebody continuing to do things to you that are going to hurt you. You know what I mean? So it's hard. I think, you know, wanting the family thing is what messes up a lot of us women. We want that. You know, so we're in a situation where we end up having a child by somebody, and that may not be the person that we would have imagined ourselves with, but now we're saying, okay, I'm going to stick this out. I'm going to work this out. You know, I'm not just going to walk away. And then the loyalty comes into play when you're a loyal person. You know, you're a loyal person. You're loyal to your friends. You're loyal to your family. You're loyal to everybody. So that doesn't change you being loyal to this one person that doesn't deserve it. So I think, you know, in any case, it's about choosing sides, and you know, a lot of times we choose the wrong side. We just choose the wrong one. You know what I mean? And then how do you go back and fix that? After years have passed, how do you go and rectify that and, you know, just pick up and move on? You know, and we deal with that in relationships either way. But it's the truth versus the myth.
Right.
And that's where we get caught up. We get caught up in the myth and not the truth. You know, so, and it's hard. So, and when you are around your family, like, do they have the compassion for you, or do they like, and not just your parents, I mean, like, you have brothers and sisters? So do they feel the same way, like a guy that meets you, like, just get over it? That's not, no. Well, that's good.
Absolutely. We are the best of friends, all of us, and my family accepted too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at first everybody was kind of like, they didn't want to ask, but they knew. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like uncomfortable at first, but everybody know me and my family. I don't care. I don't care how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of you were never there for me growing up. I don't care how you feel. It's not your life.
I think that, so if we relate that to us going through a storm, you know, there's people that don't have the compassion for what you're going through because they've never been through it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can easily sit back here and say, I don't understand it. I don't get it. That's not what that's not in my realm of reality. So I don't know how to deal with that. You know, and then we're not going to feel bad for people because we don't have the compassion. We're not going to understand. You know what I mean? And that's what makes us become callous. And if you look at a lot of things that are going on, it seems like, even with this Houston thing with Joel Osteen, right? I read a post and it was like, you know, God came down to me and he spoke to me and he told me to say F him. And I was like, oh, shoot. Like, I thought it was like something real, you know, that was going to say, God spoke to me and said, you have to be there to help. And it's like, he is the person taking the fall right now. You know, we all, when we're going through something, there's somebody to blame. There's somebody that's going to take the fall. And then, you know, there's the aftermath. Mm-hmm. So once the situation is clear in your head of what it is and what it's going to be, how do you get to the other side to come from the fall? Like, we all fall.
Yes, we
all make bad choices. We all, you know, have to get up in the morning and look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, did I really do that? Mm-hmm. And did I really do that again? Yeah. And did I really allow this person to do that to me again? You know what I mean? And you can get stuck in that moment where you don't think that you can come out of it, you know. But my comeback game is strong. I got a strong comeback game. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to, you know, I may be vulnerable and I think I may sometimes let people take advantage of me. Mm. But when I draw that line and the caterpillar turns back into a butterfly again, I got a raft that's like, not nice. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And people bring that out of you. And that's a problem that I find. If we can't blame the person that's doing us wrong, we blame the victim. Then how come when I come back fighting, I'm being blamed? When I come back, when I put my boxing gloves on because you made me fight and now I'm ready to fight, now I'm supposed to, relax.
Right.
You know, that's not, you know, two wrongs don't make a right. How are we supposed to be held accountable for our actions when other people are not being held accountable for theirs?
I don't know. I don't get that either.
Because in dealing with people, you know, you host. You told us you have a show coming up. Mm-hmm. But in your daily, you know, dealings with other people, they're gonna try you
every day. So
how do you know when it's time to react and when it's time to just sit down? Because that's what I need to know.
I'm still learning.
That's what I'm not good at.
Do you guys hear
this?
When
I'm ready to fight, I'm
still
ready
learning.
to fight.
Okay, I'm a work in process.
Right.
Still to this day, it's not easy for me just to like walk away from certain things. So it's like I'm always ready to pop. Always ready. I mean, I'm not saying that I go into every situation wanting to, but just know I'm always prepared. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to start off real nice. You can take it to another level, and I can take it to another level, too. You want to be an asshole? I can be a bigger one. You want to yell? I can yell louder. Just don't point your fingers in my face. Don't do all the extra stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and we're good. Mm-hmm. Don't come in my comfort zone, because once you get here, I think you're going to do something to me.
Well, do you find that, you know, when we're watching all these reality shows, and every single show they have, even in Black Ink, you know, a girl came to Thor and said that she was related to him. We're family, we're cousins. Mm-hmm. And then when he goes to sit down and find out more about his family, she calls, I guess, her mom or somebody said, I'm not ready to meet him. So he's like, you know, y'all are playing with my emotions. I don't know my father. You know, you telling me that I'm your family. You know, don't be around me because now I feel like you're just a groupie. You just want to get the limelight. You're on my show. You're coming into the tattoo parlor. And I told you that I don't want to deal with you until you come and show me that we're really family. Mm-hmm. So now the girl still comes to the tattoo place, to I can't think of the name of that place, but not Black Ink Chicago. Mm-hmm. What's the name of the Black Ink Chicago show? The name Nine Mag. So she comes to Nine Mag, and he's sitting there like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, I thought, we need to still talk. And he's like, well, if you don't tell me the truth about, am I your family, I really don't want to be bothered with you. So here comes his girlfriend walking up to the girl, and she's like, what are you doing here? And she's like, what are you talking to me for? And she's like, that's my man. You not showing no receipts. That's the new thing, right? Receipts. You're not showing no receipts, how you're really related to him. And they end up getting into a fight. They go outside. She snatches her wig off. And he's walking down the street not talking to either one of them. And it's like, as it comes a time where we got to sit back and fall back, because we're fighting battles for other people that they won't even turn around and fight for us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? She's sitting there like, you're not his wife. You're his girl. I don't know if they live together. Mm-hmm. You're trying to fight a battle for him, and he's walking down the street. So I kind of get it. Like a lot of people now want to live their own lives. They want to do what they want to do. They don't want you interfering. And when a guy tells you to fall back, best believe, or a female tells you to fall back, I think it's best believe you just need to fall back. Because you will put your life on the line for somebody. You'll go all out for people that won't return the same favor. And that's what I have an issue with. Like, even with, we throwing parties, we're doing things in the community, we're reaching out to people. If you want to promote your store, your product, whatever. And it's like people will cut their nose off to spite their face. Oh, no, I'm not calling them to ask them to come and do a story on me. Who are they? They're not, they're not, but Good Morning America is not calling you. You know what I mean? I don't see you on TV when I turn the TV on. We're offering to give you some exposure, and you want to look at us like we're not up to par, or we're not, good enough. And it's like people, every time, they will cut their nose off just to stand on a side against you. Because obviously, if people are around you and they act funny when they're around you, they've been talking bad about you to other people. Exactly. So now when they come around you, they can't act like it's all good. Like, a lot of people hit me in my inbox, oh, I'm supporting you, but they don't want to support me on the outbox. They don't want to support me on the page. They don't want people to know that they're supporting me because they're talking to them a total different. Exactly. Exactly. And I think, some people, we take the position where we really have to be like the one that's taking all the shots for other people. I'm here to do the show. It's the Boss City Chronicles radio show, and we give knowledge and information for elevation. That's what we do here. So a lot of times I'm talking about stuff that's personal to me, that I've been going through, and I gotta be like on the chopping block because I'm putting my real life on. I'm putting my life out there. Like, my life is an open book. You know what I mean? And I do that to try to show other people that what you have to offer, nobody can take from you. Right. You know what I mean? Nobody can stop. I seen a video with Puffy. I swear I wanted to repost it. And it's an old video from when I think he was just getting started or something. He found out that he had got a slot on MTV for as I think Biggie was being released or something. They got airplay or they were showing a video. And he hung up the phone and he was like, I'm a beast. Like, what else can I do? What else can I do? Like, you can't stop me. And when you get to that point in your life where the mission that you're on starts to take a life of its own without you. There's times that you might wake up and be like, I don't feel like doing this. Nobody's going to be behind me. Nobody's going to support me. You know what I mean? But you still put those shoes on. You put that outfit on. You get dressed up. You know what I mean? And you know that you're just doing what you do to bring people together. And all other people want to do is tear it apart. Yes, they do. So I don't know. Sometimes you need to regroup and you need to, really restart your battery and, you know, take the right people with you and leave the wrong people behind you.
Right.
You know, it's just like things are in your face and you got to see them for what they are. I think that's the lesson that I have to learn lately, you know, to see things for how they really are and not how I want them to be.
Right.
Because I can create a nice picture. I'm an author. I write books. You know, I create a lot of things in my mind, but it's a fantasy. And I've been caught up in my fantasy of how I think the ideal, you know, thing looks. But it's not always like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow.
It is.
Because I'm like, what do I do now? Like, where do I go from here? This is the aftermath. When the storm settles, what is left of you? Now, we talked about what we lost during the storm. What is it that we gain when we come through a storm?
You gain lessons.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Lessons, blessings. You know what I mean? Like, everything could change for the better. You know what I mean? Coming out of that storm. It could go one or two ways, you know what I mean? But it all depends on you. You know what I'm saying? As you're going through that storm, what are you doing to better yourself? Are you just looking for other people to get you out the storm, or are you doing it by yourself?
Right.
You get a better victory when you do it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs that help at some point in time. I'm not saying don't ask for it at all. But it makes the victory better when it's you that can say, I did this. I got me right. You know what I mean? Like, and this is what it took me to get there. You know what I mean? Whether it be gaining a sense of clarity for a relationship, or you know what I'm saying, or a job or something like that. Like, you earn a lot. You happiness. You know what I'm saying? A sense of independence if you're always depending on other people. You know what I mean? Or depending on a relationship. Either or. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stuff that you can gain in it. I mean, because I've just...
You just hit the nail right on the head.
Because I went through it. Like, I literally just went through something. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can honestly say I gained my pride back because I lost myself.
Right.
I honestly can say I lost myself.
But, okay, if a woman and a man, and I mean, I'm just saying, like...
Just go ahead. I get you. I'm with you.
Because I feel like I can do whatever I need to do on my own.
Right.
I'm old enough to be able to, you know, not fall apart if I'm not in a relationship. You know what I mean? But I feel like a woman is not complete without a man. Because I have children, and I don't want to be a single parent. I want the family thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I stuck it out for a number of years trying to hold on to my family. And, you know, now it's kind of like, okay, I'm this boss lady. I have talk shows, radio shows. I have books. I have everything professionally and career-wise. Everything is going the way that I want it to go. So then, if you look at the movie Girls Trip, did you see that?
I didn't.
Okay, so the main character, he's like, what? The main character,
I work
Riley is her name, and she was an author. So when the first movie come on, I'm like, oh shoot, this is about me. So now she's happily married, and she has it all. Her book is called You Can Have It All. So now, you know, she's getting ready to sign a big deal with her husband for a talk show for the both of them because he's a ex-professional football player, and they have a brand, and they're doing really well. But as they're on this trip, a lot of things are being revealed about him. You know what I'm saying? And she had to look in the mirror and say, am I going to be able to be who I am without him? You know what I mean? Because he was a part of the process with her, you know, and there's always times where God is going to put us by ourselves to see what we're really made of. And that's necessary. You know what I mean? Because again, if you're dependent, if I always have somebody that I can lean on, that I don't know my own strength and I don't know what I can accomplish on my own. But ultimately, I can't be the woman that I want to be in my life without a man being a part of it. Because I don't just want to be a single woman boss lady. You know what I mean? I want the boss man that takes care of the boss lady. And a lot of people at this stage are so busy trying to do things on their own now. Like when we were younger, it's like, let's do it together. We can make it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna fight the storm. We're gonna go through the Red Sea together. But now you meet people and they're like, listen, I just got divorced. Everybody has their own issues. It's so much harder to mesh with people now because they already got their baggage. They got, you don't meet anybody nowadays really that doesn't have kids already.
Right.
They already got kids. So now if they're coming from, I met this guy who had 3 kids. Now, we could put it together and be the Brady Bunch, but now you have this, with your baby mother or your ex-wife or whatever the case is, you have Wednesdays and Fridays where you go to your kids' games. Can I come to the games? No, because you and your baby mother still have this type of setup where maybe you've agreed not to bring other people. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, it's hard. Right, I get it. Because to me, if you're a part of my life, you're a part of my life. And if that man messed up, he's going to have to see you coming into the game with me because that's not fair to the new person. Why shouldn't you be able to get that position if the other person lost the position? You know what I mean? But these are the things that make it hard to work it out with somebody new because you're coming from a foundation that you've already had. You know what I mean? So it's much easier for people to meet, talk about where they are, and then walk away and be like, nah, that's too much. I can't deal with that. I have my own problems to deal with. Whereas, again, back in the day, people put their problems together and they dealt with them together. That old movie, Claudine, she had 6 kids. She had 6 kids, and that man came and he became a father to them. He embraced them. You got guys now that are like, well, with my 3 over here that I got, and then I got 2 over here with this other chick, you know what I mean? Where do you fit in? So, and then then you meet the man who's older, and he's just, I'm not, I don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that might be something I should try, but I like the younger. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm seeing what dealing with younger deals with is too much drama. You're not grown. You worried about what people on the street are saying about your girl, and your girl been holding you down. But now this image that, you got to portray totally cuts off everything that you were supposed to be working out with somebody. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's so rough to be a boss lady. I feel sorry for me. It's so rough. I'm here to be real transparent. That's what I'm here for. I don't have to portray an image because I know who I am. And I can honestly say that as a woman, I do not feel complete without a man. Now, as a woman, do you feel the same way when it comes to dealing with a woman? Is that the same? Is that the same feeling? Because you said you want a family. Can you see yourself? What if you meet a woman that doesn't have a child? I say all the time.
Majority of the females that I've dated don't have kids. Right. The only one that I dated that had a kid was the last one that I was recently with.
So what if they want a child? Like if they want a child with you and they want to make a family with you?
I mean, I've made plans for that before. The one that I told you I was living with or whatever, we were gonna do the artificial insemination. Like we actually were looking around.
Yeah, because that's another
stuff
thing.
like that.
Is it okay if you say she didn't want to do artificial insemination and she wanted to go sleep with a guy to get pregnant? Because there's a lot of
I don't want to go sleep with
girls,
a guy. I'm good on that.
But would you? No. What I'm saying is, would you consider that cheating?
No.
You would allow her to do that?
No, I'm not allowing her to do that.
But that's what I'm saying.
But I know females that have done it.
Right, and then
the
woman
actually they don't consider it as cheating if you're allowing them to do it. Like I actually know
just
a couple
to get
that
pregnant,
just did that.
What if you got to do it 10 times before you get pregnant?
And it's just 10 times. But then you have to understand because, like I said, I got this girl that did it with her girlfriend or whatever because she had a kid, but she's a stud. She had a kid originally. You know what I mean? The girlfriend didn't. They got together. They were like, oh, the stud was like, since I already know what childbirth feels like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll take the L for the both of us.
I'll take that.
Not the L, but you know what I mean? Like, I'll take this for the both of us since I already know what it feels like to have a child.
And I want you to experience that.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. How both of them end up pregnant?
So now what?
Right.
So now what? Are they gonna be together and raise
no. The baby is already about 3 now. They weren't together because the girlfriend wound up going off with the baby father. Mind you, they had 2 different baby fathers.
Saying? This is like so confusing.
But
so
they
now
were messing
she's
with...
not a dyke anymore. She's back
No. The feminine girl went back to her baby father.
But she was still in a homosexual relationship. So if she's bisexual,
but it was one of her boys that actually did that for her.
Okay.
Somebody she was close to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, her and the feminine girlfriend agreed that the stud would be the one to do it. And she went and
did it anyway, though. But she did it with her friend, not with her, because the girl went with her ex-boyfriend and got pregnant. No. Oh, I'm confused.
She just had sex with a boy.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying. That wasn't the agreement. It was just supposed to be the stud.
Right.
But when she wind up, saying, it happened, I got pregnant or whatever, she's like, oh, well, I'm pregnant too.
So now they're not together, but they're going to bring 2 more kids into the world.
They're already here.
So now
both of them are like 3.
So are the fathers going to like when there's 2 girls that let her go, you let her have a baby, you raising the kids. Does the father just never say, I'm the father? Does this child ever get to...
I mean, I don't know what the agreement was.
I'm not acting like it's one set situation. Like there's just a one-way ticket to be with girls and have kids by guys. But what I'm saying is, like, this is what confuses everything. Are the guys able to say to the child, I'm your father? Because and now are you 2 mothers? Is it 2 mothers or is one of the girls
I mean, I don't know what everybody else's plans are. I can't speak for everybody.
Okay, I got a question. Are there any kids believing that there's a woman that is their father? That's what I really want to know.
I mean, I don't think so. I would hope not. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
but,
like, are they being misled to think that this girl, even though she dresses like a man, are they calling the woman daddy?
Every situation is different.
Yeah, everybody has their own situation. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen it happen like that, where the child calls them daddy. I've only heard kids call them by their first name. You know what I mean? Like... And that's about it. If anything, you'll find the other parent calling them their child. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't have it where it's like, oh, you got to call me daddy. Like, I've never seen that situation ever with 2 females. And in my situation, I would want my daughters...
don't call them mommy then.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
I would want my child's father around. Like, when me and my ex were actually planning to have a child, we were going to use both of our eggs, but I was going to use my best friend's sperm because he's gay.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And we actually both sat down with him. I love my best friend to death. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? And he's my best friend anyway. He wants a child, but he doesn't want to have sex with a female. You know what I mean? So it's like, it works out for the both of us. I don't want to have sex with him.
In that case, he would have been the father. Like, you would have allowed him to be the father.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, of course. But when you have a situation where it's like them, or when you have situations where it's like, the girlfriend feels pressured to get pregnant because the girl want a baby so bad. I've seen this situation happen too. The girl just gonna go out and have sex with a random dude, not even tell her girlfriend that she went out and did it. Now you come back pregnant. Now it's looking like you went out and you cheated with a dude. So how many other dudes have you been doing this with? You get what I'm saying?
Right. It's so complicated.
Yeah, it is.
It is very complicated. And I mean, if it's complicated with men and women, again, with 2 women, it's going to be even more complicated because these...
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
But you have the childbearing. You have the children in the middle. You have, you seeing that your mom may have had a man and that's your father, but now now she has a woman, and, it's just confusing. And I don't know that we all of us, sit down and take the time to talk about this first? You know what I mean? Like, we don't take the time to figure it out first. We jump into the situation, and then we're trying to pick up the pieces and clean up the mess after the fact. You know what I mean? Myself included. So that's why I think, you know, as we get older, it's so much easier just not to be bothered with people. It really, you know, it's like, it's so easy. You know, now at least we don't have to wait 2 years before we realize we don't want to deal with somebody. All they got to do is tell us what they're going through, and we'd be like, I wish you the best. I wish you luck. You know what I mean? And then, you know, so then you get, that's how you also end up staying in a situation that's not good, because what else is out here? So are you currently in a relationship now?
No.
Okay.
I'm not in a relationship, but I am seeing someone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
And on that note, we are going to take another break. I've been sitting here playing. Look, Layla's all beautified, and I've been sitting here playing with no makeup because I'm waiting for Blair. I'm supposed to have a makeup segment, and I'm going to get my makeup done for my party tonight on air. So we're gonna talk about some beauty and fashion, and we're gonna lighten y'all load a little bit. And talk about some fun stuff when we come back. All right. Hopefully, I'll be getting my makeup done. Thank y'all for joining us. It's the Boss Lady Chronicles radio show.
Z4 Music.
Baby, can we be? Yeah. I have visions of getting locked, visions of getting shot up. Damn, I'm going through it. I need to hit that spot up. Ordered it on the rocks, hold up. I need another one. Started throwing bands, the owner sent me another one. When you got the bread, you get used to the flocking. Shorty got it popping, pumps with the stockings. Hit her on the low, what you drink? Let me buy that. She replied, baby, I'm a boss, I supplied that. This my little spot, I run the place and I dance too. I'm like, damn, you run the place and you dance too. You the one sent me that bottle, oh, you like me, huh? You the one shooting that movie, oh, you Spike Lee, huh? She just took me to the back, you know I'm hyped now. The same get told her last, took the pipe down. Let the couch close the curtain, turn the lights down. She said, I hope you brought a boat, cause you might drown. I said I came with a fleet. The same girl put a couple grand on your feet. The same girl put a couple grand on the head in them streets. She said, boy, you turn me on, baby, I'm a freak.
Me love the way you want move your body. Me fall in love with your body. Ain't got no wine up, cool and deadly. Get me and you rockstar. Me love the way you want move your body. Me fall in love with your body. Ain't got no wine up, cool and deadly. Get me and you rockstar. So all of me girls so don't put up on a lighter. But me have to get a girl in the night, yeah. Every girl shining bright. So me call them starlight. Me and she a dance, you should have seen me. Me brace it, she feel it. I ask what me stop it up and then me squeeze it. If she give me this up, tonight me I go breathe it. Me love the way you want move your body. Me fall in love with your body. Ain't got no wine up, cool and deadly. Get me and you rockstar. Me love the way you want move your body. Me fall in love with your body. Ain't got no wine up, cool and deadly. Get me and you rockstar. Her style tougher than a concrete. She on fleek, she so neat. No other girl can compete. Woman with no bullet, I could be so sweet.
If I put 1,000 in the air, could you dance in the rain, ma? I brought you here to take away the pain, ma. Let's get a bottle of Henny and take shots till the DJ to put on my song, then run it back.
Me love the way you want move your body. Me fall in love with your body. Ain't got no wine up, cool and deadly. Get me and you rockstar. Me love the way you want move your body. Me fall in love with your body. Ain't got no wine up, cool and deadly. Get me and you rockstar.
Z4 Music.
down them back streets, trying to make a quarter out of me. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. Riding down them back streets, trying to make a quarter out of me. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. Injustice is what they did to me. Injustice, they mess with my liberty. Yeah. I've been beat up, locked up, picked on. Did I get up again? No matter who's right or wrong, you don't justify a thing. There comes a time in a girl's life when she's tired of the same old thing. Riding down the back street, trying to make a quarter out of me. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. Riding down the back street, trying to make a quarter out of me. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. This Jersey girl living in this world, in the belly of the beast, where injustice in the street. I've been beat up, locked up, picked on. Did I get up again? No matter who's right or wrong, you don't justify a thing. There comes a time in a girl's life when she's tired of the same old thing. Riding down the back street, trying to make a quarter out of me. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. Riding down the back street, trying to make a quarter out of me. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. And how many years have this been going on? And who do we leave behind? Who do we leave behind? Is it our mother? Is it our brother? Is it our father? Is it our sister? Riding down the back street, trying to make a quarter out of me. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. Riding down the back street, trying to make a quarter out of me. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. Riding down the back street, trying to make a quarter out of me. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. Riding down the back street, trying to make a quarter out of me. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah. I see you creeping, yeah, yeah.
Main facts on everything.
Guns, bitch. Too well, too well, too well.
South Jersey,
Too love over everything, man.
Uptown, nigga,
Facts.
uptown.
Main facts. Said little nigga, you can't fuck with me. Who done lied to you? I'm Roy Guns. I be low key, but I'm always on the move. With a different chick in a different state, and I'm always getting loot. And I got too many hoes, so bitch don't get too comfortable. Yeah. I don't trap now, I deposit food. Hey, said I ain't gotta rob, I deposit food. If your pieces ain't hitting, nigga, I can't fuck with you. I'm the plug, you will run a bitch, I deposit food. Now he said what? Who can fuck with who? Nigga, it couldn't been me, I'm Roy G. I spit crack, nigga, 400 fucking degrees. When you go inside the trap, you go to the cop. I collect PC, and I'm everywhere, state to state, so they ain't finding me. But honestly, I don't give a fuck about who don't fuck with me. The only nigga beating indictments at the age of 19 in Jersey. I hold it down for my whole fucking team. And you know the fucking team, we be 2 LOE. Getting all this money, I'm trying to rock Cartier with Cardi B. Probably up on 6BC. Uptown nigga, we finding me with the flacos. They getting on the scream and the mommies, they stay up on fleek. I'm just selling lean and getting green with my fucking team. Always kept this shit real, trying to move my mom up out the Ville. Thinking about the times when I was depressed, used to pop them zany pills. Nigga, I done did so many drills, I don't even like being in the field. Cause as soon as you get caught lacking, that'll be the day that you get killed.
You can't fuck with me, who done lied to you? I'm Roy Guns, I be low-key, but I'm always on the move. With a different bitch in a different state, and I'm always getting loot. And I got too many hoes, so bitch don't get too comfortable. Yeah, I'm trapped now, I deposit food. Hey, say I ain't gotta rob, I deposit food. If the pieces ain't hitting, nigga, I can't fuck with you. I'm the plug, you a runner, bitch, I deposit food. Gang, gang. 2LO, 2LO, 2LO. Live, gang, bitch. Hey, yo, shout out Cardi B, shout out 6 Block, shout out the fucking Heights, matter of fact. Gang shit. 201, we get it done 4-4. BK all day. Shout out to Farragut. Shout out Bushman. Shout out Ben Star, nigga. Man, shout out the whole fucking K. We out here. Yeah, it's Roy G double, nigga. Get it right. Gang, 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 gang. Shit hot. Hey. Get my paper. Back. Everywhere. I don't give a fuck. Nigga, fuck you. Young nigga getting money. Hey, Jersey. 201. 2LOE. Bitch. Gang. Stack it up. Cardi. 6 Block. Uptown. Flacos. Get up there, Bobby. I'm stacking pesos.
On the button. J.E. on the button.
You gotta go, Bob. Hey, yo, fuck Zans. Yeah. Hit him up. Pussy. Little nigga, you can't fuck with me. Who done lied to you? I'm Roy Guns. I be low-key, but I'm always on the move. With a different bitch in a different state, and I'm always getting loot. And I got too many hoes, so bitch don't get too comfortable. Yeah. It's about that soul.
Yeah, come on, come on, come on. Stack, unique.
Manteca. From Callao de Nueva York, dime quién es el mejor. I'm the King Kong. You niggas are alfajor. The new Latin rapper, the bad for you hoe. It's me, the black diamond that emerged from the cold. Payasos be talking it, but really don't be repping it. Batería de Santa Marina, freestyle en Buena Vista. The teams in pink shirts, my boys running la pista. They play by one motto, ayo mata pa su hincha. Show you your cards of virtue, you blink then I curse you. Brujo, get that stick pushed through you, anticucho. They find you through every canal, underwater like a tamal. You're now dealing with tons, son, we heavyweighters. Tattooed your position, they border with the laser. Slang originator, front page dictators. Then Peter with arbitrators, my committee's regulators. For those speaking in Jews, cool, I came with appraisers.
I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I'm just talking from the heart, this is all I know. This is what I was meant to be. I'll let them hate me all they want, yeah, just hope you know. You can't take this away from me, cause I'm too real.
Manteca, estamos getting strong cause I'm out here lifting pesas. Por los pechos de mi madre te lo juro. I spit crudo, delivery or puro. Eso te hace, huevón no te pase. Stepping on sangre with my black diamante. Yeah, that's my Pucci, yo soy el cantante. Envidia no mata a nadie, adelante como elefante. Black Latin chulo, General Ben and Hugo. Inside the lost mundo, amongst palomillas, puffing green, slinging duro. Gauses will leave you stiff for a little change menudo. My niggas are biting down, tan feo pa' la foto. Plata o plomo, yo te mando la moto. Juanito Alimaña, I'm rolling with my mancha. My eyes on chamaquitos, we strapped to give them tandas.
I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I'm just talking from the heart, this is all I know. This is what I was meant to be. I'll let them hate me all they want, yeah, just hope you know. You can't take this away from me, cause I'm too
Callao de
real.
Nueva York, dime quién es el mejor. I'm the King Kong, you niggas are alfajor. Ya fuiste, está en la bajada. You washed up niggas can save it, don't tell me nada. Nena showing her rabo, I'm thinking about the mangos. Inca con lo claro, camateo de chanco. Anda, I'm shocking niggas, they out here calling me Blanca. Flow slap you mentally, through electro energy. I been had skills, intro last verse Benjis. Nigga, you silly, I'ma do it biggie. Bring that red, white, and red through every town and every city.
I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I am what I am, you can't take that away from me. I'm just talking from the heart, this is all I know. This is what I was meant to be. I'll let them hate me all they want, yeah, just hope you know. You can't take this away from me.
We're back. It's the Boss Lady Chronicles radio show. I'm here with Lele today. She's here with me in my house. We're doing a new thing, but y'all know we're going to be here on YouTube. Continue to follow us. Tonight we're partying at Soho Nightclub. We're shooting Chicks and Flicks, so come on out. It's from 5 to 11. It's on Lemoyne Avenue in Fort Lee. That's why you got Google.
Right.
So you got to Google the spot. And come out and join us and get on camera with us tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. So, for my first home show, I think this day went well. I'm glad that you joined me today. But we've been talking about some heavy stuff, so let's lighten it up a little bit. I was looking on Instagram, and I found that there's a new trend, and it is the squiggly eyebrow. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. I don't like it at all. Like, yeah, for like a bizarre kind of photo shoot kind of feel kind of thing.
Fashion
yeah, that's
shows.
cool. You know what I mean? But just to walk around like that, who's walking around like that?
Well, it looks like she's a little confused, a lot confused, because it's like squiggly lines. But, I mean, you know, I remember looking back at hair shows, and, you know, they would have the big fruit basket on the top of the hair, and you're like, who's really gonna wear that? You know, so certain things with fashion and trends go to the extreme for the show of it. But on an everyday, I don't know that I don't even take the time every day to do makeup. I'll do mascara and lips.
Sometimes I don't even do that. I put my lashes on and I go.
Yeah, because honestly, I mean, I always felt like if you condition yourself that you need makeup every day, then you're gonna feel bad without it. And I don't have the time always to get up and make sure that my makeup is done, so I gotta feel good without it. And I didn't want to make, that's a habit. It becomes a habit. So I've never really, I've never done my own makeup really. When I go out, I'm getting my makeup done. So we're waiting for Miss Blair Steely, and she just pulled up. So she's gonna come and fix me up for my show. She's gonna give us a couple of pointers on skin and all that stuff that I'm oblivious to. I just like to look cute. You know what I mean? I got my hair, my nails. I got to get my nails done. But I got my hair, my nails. You got to have your shades, your shoes. You got to have your accessories.
Accessories are everything.
Head to toe. We got it, And it's so unfair because then the guys will come in, with the same damn shoes they wear to every party. Same belt. You know what I mean? They don't switch up. Yeah. They switch up the color of the T-shirt or whatever the case is. But we work so hard, to look good. And there's so many of us. You know what I mean? There's so many women. There's so can you get that for us, please? That's the neighborhood on-call makeup artist. She's gonna grace the stage. But I've always found that because of my body's shape, I know my shape. So I know what complements my shape and what does not complement my shape. So back in the day when they had the kids are going in the room right there. When they had the bell-bottom pants, it's kind of like if you're too thin and then you got these big bottom of your pants coming out, like, that's too much. Yeah. But then I always like the boot cut. The jeans that had the boot cut. Because then, you're not trying to stuff your bottom of your pants into your boots. You could cover your boots or whatever the case is. There's trends that come and go. They repeat.
Right.
But this eyebrow thing is really like...
that is like...
I don't even know, why people shave off their whole eyebrow.
Yeah, just to pencil it in.
To draw a whole new eyebrow.
Yeah, I never got that.
I don't know about that. Have you looked into, or have you... I know that there's people that are now getting laser eyebrow.
Or getting it... I know somebody that got it tattooed.
Tattoo? Okay.
Or what do they call it? Beaded or something like that? Like... I seen a video the other day. It's like you go and it's a form of tattooing, but I think it's like implants.
Oh, okay. It's hair.
Yeah, it's hair.
So and it's they literally eyebrow.
Exactly.
Exactly. My eyebrow, and I'll be throwing my eyebrow back like. You know what I mean?
It looks nice though. Really nice. They shape them and everything. It looks really, really good.
Do you get threaded or do you get... How do you
I get waxed.
Okay.
But I don't get them done like that. Because, my eyebrows are naturally arched. I haven't had my eyebrows in like 2 months.
That threading is no joke.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah,
it's very unsanitary, first of all. It's unsanitary. Because they had that string in their mouth.
Yeah.
And they just... I'm good on that.
But it's the same thing when you go in the nail salon and you're like, I need my eyebrows waxed, and then that little wax thing looks like it's been like there forever. And they stick the...
No, you're gonna change my stick.
They gotta give you. They should be giving you a new stick. But it's a lot of prices that we pay to be beautiful.
Right.
And sometimes it's just still overlooked because a guy tell you in a minute it don't matter, all that stuff. when you come home, everything's coming off. So it really, really doesn't matter. But the thing is, we see that men are attracted to these Instagram models that, they're looking through their phones at them. So we want to make sure that when he comes home, he sees the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So we trying to keep up with the Joneses, and the Joneses ain't even keeping up with us.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
You know, but so what do you so we both got the stiletto nails.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then they started doing the stiletto when you cut the tip off the nail. I've done that. Like the
coffin.
stiletto and then you cut that's called coffin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the new trends, Blair? Come in and introduce yourself and let's let these people know how it goes down. This is how I'm about to transform into a beauty.
You want to do it live on air?
Yeah, she's gonna start doing
so
it.
take a break so we can set the
Okay.
camera
Oh, right. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll start it for the last segment. So we only need a few minutes for her to get started. We're not gonna do the whole thing, because it takes like an hour anyway. So before we do go, what are some do's and don'ts? What have you been seeing going on in the club lately that you would say no, you wouldn't do?
First of all, I'm not wearing sneakers in the club.
What about the furry slippers? Do you like the furry slipper thing?
I mean, I have some, but I wear them to work. You know what I mean? Like, or to the store or something like that. I don't wear them with an outfit. That's not something you wear with an outfit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my own sense of how I do things. People have their own sense of how they do things.
Right.
It's a trend because Rihanna started it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people follow, like you said, people just like to keep up with the Joneses. I guess I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses because it's not my thing. Like, I don't even own a real pair of the furry ones. I got $9.99 pair from Former Mills just because they look cute and I needed them.
I can't get with the furry slippers for
like,
some reason. I still know that it's slippers and I'm going outside and I don't want.
I've seen girls in parties with those slippers on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's so tacky. Let alone you have I've seen girls in parties with sweatsuits on, like shirt and bottom, you know what I'm saying, full sweatsuit. And it's like, why? What are you doing? Like, and not to say that all the parties you go to, you know what I mean, calls for a shoe, but I'm just a girl that likes shoes.
Well,
so
do you take your shoes off and put slippers on while you're dancing?
No. First of all,
because these are things that I would have never, and I won't do now, but I would never.
Never in my life.
I mean, listen,
or
that's
girls
the price
carry
you gotta
socks.
pay.
And take it off and put the socks on in the party. That's a no-no. That's an absolute no-no. Like, no. Like you said, just knowing what to wear in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, because girls go out and they have the stuff all out and it's just so unproportioned and it's just like, what are you doing? Like,
and then when you see your friend dressed like that, you know that it doesn't.
They don't have
fit her.
friends.
You supposed to tell your friend. I mean, but see, it's a thin line because then your friend will think you're hating on them. You know that you just don't want them to look hot in the party, and you look a hot mess. You don't look hot,
right?
You know what I mean? But it's kind of like, I think if you are following every single trend, then you don't have a sense of style. Fashion is one thing,
right?
You know, labels and designers is another thing. But if you don't have a sense of style, then you can have the most expensive outfit on and you still not look right because you don't know how to put it together.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I mean? So you have to know what your look is. What look are you going after?
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to know, you know, it's a science. You know, it's rules and it's levels to it. You know, and I just feel like they could tell us to do anything and we'll just follow it because that's the end thing to do, you know, and that's terrible if a woman can't, you know, say to herself, that's not for me, or this doesn't look right on me. I'm not wearing it because everybody else is wearing it. You know what I mean? That's what makes you unique, and that's what separates you from everybody looking exactly the same in a place. You know, and I mean, what do you think about, I had to put this disclaimer in there right now, I forgot. I'm going to be wearing a pink wig today at the party.
You're wearing a pink wig?
So I had to cross this off my bucket list because I love Jessica Dime. I think she's beautiful.
She is.
Me and Truth always have this back and forth because he feels like he never noticed how beautiful she was until she took the pink wig off.
Pretty.
But I kept looking at her like, I I swear, I know I can wear a pink wig. I know I can do it. I can do it. So tonight, those of you who are going to come, don't be alarmed and shocked. What is she doing? She thinks she could wear a pink wig. I'm wearing a pink wig today. And Miss Blair, you're going to see her at the end of the last segment. She's going to make it look so bright that, you know, it's going to look like I could wear it every day. But, you know, this is something that I really want to do. So if you don't like it when you see me, just smile at me. Don't give me a funny look. Just wave. You know, some of y'all are going to like it. Some of you are not. You know, but I think it's really cute. So this is something that I said I got to do before, you know, the wheels fall off. Wear a pink wig. I think I can do it. Blair, you going to hook me up?
I think you could do it.
Yeah, so we're about to take a break for the last segment and get made up. But how can everyone reach you, get in touch with you? You definitely be back. We're hoping that you're going to join us tonight as well. But if not, we're going to have you.
I'm going to try to make it out tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to try. But Instagram _Lele1222. My Facebook is, what is it? Asia Lele Brown. That's what it is. Twitter is.
You must not be on Instagram a lot.
No,
Facebook.
I am, but I have a page on Facebook, and then I have my original page.
Okay.
So I got my business page, and then it's the other one. So I was trying to figure out which one I was gonna say.
Okay.
But the other page is you could add it at Miss 1200. Twitter is the Lele1222 as well. Snapchat is the same thing, Lele1222. That's all my social medias. If you want to get in contact with me, check me out. Be on the lookout for Checkmate TV, the Underdog Edition, coming at a screen near you.
Okay. So for today, since I used to be a teacher, I still try to get my little lessons in there. What would you say, if you had to sum up today's show, what would you say that we offered to our audience today in terms of what they can go away, you know, take away from today's show?
Guidance. To sum it up in one word, guidance. That's all it was. You know what I mean? Speaking the truth on how it is then, how it was then, how it is now, what was different then, you know, different ways to go about different situations. Guidance, definitely. Because you never know who we could be reaching out to at this very moment. You know what I mean? Nobody might not be speaking up, but you probably have a viewer right now that's just glued because it's just like everything, like you said, it hit it right on the nose. You know what I mean? You never know who you be helping out in this moment. Me or you, or anybody else sitting in this room. You never know whose life you could change. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay, I'm gonna go with acceptance. Okay, so we know that when you're in a storm, a part of getting through to the other side is accepting it for what it is, you know, acknowledging things for what they are, and guiding yourself through to the other side to make your comeback. So, you know, everybody, you got to get yourself ready. When you take a fall, we all fall down. And in order for us to be able to get back up, you know, you have to use the tools that you have. So there are going to be times when you got to call your family for help. You know, even if you think they might say no, if you need that help. You know, there's a lot of people that commit suicide because they don't reach out for help. If you need some help, call until you get some. You know what I mean? You might call a family member and have to call 3-4 people before you get that right person that's going to say, come, you know, I'm coming over. Or, you know, I'm going to bring you a meal. Like my Miss Marlene over there, you know, we all just have to get back to community. I think what's lost between here and now, from back then and now, is the sense of community that we all grew up with. You know, we're looking at these young ladies on Instagram. You know, we're looking at Cardi B, who was young and coming up. You know, there was a story out about her not showing up or missing her flight to a booking where she was making a pretty good, you know, they were giving her $10,000 up front. She had to get like $15,000 once she landed. You know, although we set ourselves up for success, we have to be, our character has to go along with it. We, you know, she was, you know, they want to say she's from the hood, she's a hood rat, whatever the case is. Obviously, she aspired to be more.
Absolutely.
And because she's in the space now where she's getting more and she's succeeding, she has to step into that. You know what I mean? Because promoters are people that keep your name out there. You know, you can't think that you're too big for them, because these are the people that are setting up tickets for you and setting up events for you. So, you know, I just say, walk through the storm, you know, reach out for the help that you need, and just understand that once you get on the other side, you will be a butterfly. So, we're not going anywhere yet. We'll be back with one more segment of the Boss Lady Chronicles radio show. Thank you again for tuning in today.
Constructicon.
What's your problem? You my fucking problem! People sweat us on the street, you don't even give a fuck!
I think you're exaggerating.
That's bullshit, man! We run from the cops, we run from Rodamans, we run from security guards, we run from old man Quills in this fucking bullshit store when he come with that bullshit gun. All we do is fucking run! like I'm on the goddamn track team. I'm serious. What's the matter, Ryan? Nothing to say? That's because you know I'm right. In your heart, you know I'm right.
Yo, big man, if you want respect, you gotta earn it.
You damn right. You gotta be ready to go down, stand up, and die for that shit like Blizzard did, if you want some juice.
Okay. I like this shit right here, though. The real classic shit.
Like that. Oh, you telling me? Now's the fun part. We're back for the last segment, and I'm getting my makeup did by Miss Blair Steely. You know, makeup artist to the stars, because I am a star.
I love it. She is.
So let's go. Let them know how you do.
All right.
Let them see how you do.
I'm gonna show y'all. So you gotta clean your face first. Take a clean makeup wipe. I don't know if you have some, but it's just better to work with a clean face.
Okay.
And I always start with the eyebrows. That's the easiest. Did you get your eyebrows done? That's always. Yeah, you did. That's sweet.
You would have been mad at me if I did.
You know it. But you good. So I'm using a MAC step pencil. It's an eyebrow pencil. You always want to just start at the bottom and start from here and outline the bottom. Don't go below it. Don't go above it. Just exactly where your natural line is. And for beginners, you want to just do it in little pieces like this.
I'll show you what it is. What up, though?
And this is what takes me the longest because they need to be perfect.
Okay, so when did you know that you was a makeup artist?
When I
All
knew.
your life you did your doll's makeup?
No, I just looked in the mirror one day and started putting on foundation. And I said, oh, I like this. And then my best friend Winter, she started showing me like the basics of it. And ever since then, I fell in love with it.
I think I know her. Shout out to
Winter.
Winter.
She's the bomb.
So Lele, what you gonna do for the Labor Day weekend?
I gotta work.
Oh man, she been saying that the whole show. She's like,
Yeah, I'm serious. Like
all summer
all
I've
I
been
do
working.
is
That's
work.
terrible. Well, no,
I
it's
have
not.
12-hour
That's,
shifts.
That's
Right.
good. Oh, you got money there, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
So my evening shift is 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And like I said, it starts on a Sunday. That Monday I work too.
So you free till Sunday? What you gonna do tomorrow?
I'm going to a cookout tomorrow and bring my daughter. So.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Shout out to you going to P-Town, Silk City.
Yeah, I guess.
Shout out, rep for your hood.
Yeah, I love my city, Patterson. You already know. We out here. But sometimes it just gets. Sometimes you just be like,
it's the people. It's not the place.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And that happens everywhere you come from. Everybody goes through that same element. You know what I mean? You love where you're from. But then a lot of your heartache is from the people that you grew up with.
Yes, it is.
True.
You know what I mean? And that's when you determine who's family and who's a seasonal friend or who's a lifelong friend. By the experiences, that's the only way you can really make a determination. Stuff has to happen. And when things happen, that's when people show their true colors. So that's how they get categorized along the way.
Right.
We all start off in one place and then people drop off. But it's still all good
People
when you come
get jealous.
together.
I've been there, done that so many times. I don't have time for that.
I mean, what's funny to me is that people that are acting funny style towards you, they think that you don't know that they're doing it though. That's the only funny thing to me. Like, I know you're acting funny. You're not even congratulating me one time. You didn't even say congratulations once. I don't need you to sweat me. But I'm no different than anybody. I'm just going for my goals. But you know what I'm saying? You can't even be like, oh, that's what's up. Nothing.
Right.
But Nobody wants to see you do better than them.
Never.
That's the problem.
But we could all do good.
But I want everybody to eat. Exactly. You
Exactly
see?
my point. Like,
I want everybody to
you
eat.
want to do and you want to get your money however you want to get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to get mine how I'm going to get mine. Get yours how you going to get yours. That's it. Right? But people, like you said, people don't want to see you win. People
You can't be disappointed when people do that because that's if you expect it, then you'll be all right.
Right.
Is wishing the best in people. You feel.
I mean, we live and we learn, and we have fun and we party. So I hope that y'all are gonna join me. It is 2 o'clock. We have done the Boss Lady Corners radio show. Now we're gonna get ready for part 2 at Soho Nightclub tonight, Lemoyne Avenue, Fort Lee, New Jersey, from 5 to 11. Come on out. It's gonna be nice. I want to thank Lele for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all are going to see the results of Blair hooking me up for my pink wig tonight. So the after party will be soon. Get ready. Peace, everybody.
Yeah. We're getting close to the end of the tape. I want to remind y'all. You are now tuned in to No Apology.
It's that Jersey.
What's the big motherfucking kilo?
I be that nigga Quicksand.
Quicksand.
If you don't know me, you about to find out.
They about to find out, you heard?
But fuck all that. Let's get it. Bitches ain't shit but a nut. Looking for a handout, suck a dick for a couple bucks. These niggas acting all tough, sweeter than that apple pie, then they get straight for the crust. Let's get one thing understood. When I make it out, I'ma bring it back to the hood. I do it for my niggas in the struggle. Push it to the limit, take it to a whole nother level. Some people tell me that I'm kinda special. Never to my own home, but I put the pedal to the metal. Still get handsome, but I'm ghetto. I'm all about peace, but if niggas got beef, we can settle. I hit a nigga quick with that quick talk. Don't get fucked up, cause you can't hold your liquor. Brain cell short, but I got sick though. Point blank range that'll make your ass spit tough. I am not a shooter, but my goons come and get ya. Rather tell the truth than the lie in the picture. I kept it 100 from day one. How you figure? How you finna come to this rap shit that I ain't the realest nigga?
Catch me in the act, then I'm swerving. Man, that's where I flex on purpose. Now your bitch will show me how she twerking. Wow. I just took the club into a circus. All my niggas plug to get this flirt. Disrespect the squad, then it's curtains. Fuck you, I just met a bitch, I called her Dr. Lena. Get it from the rare, then it's nice to see it. Bye. Your baby father trip, getting a lot to heat him. That ladder, that 4-5 in the Nina. I swear to God, man, I put it body in the freezer. What you say? Put it body in the freezer. Wow.
Now that was just a quick talk. Nigga, I hit you with that quick talk. Wait, fuck you niggas bent up, you bent up. What? I hit you with that quick talk. I hit you with that quick talk. What? Fuck you niggas bent up, you bent up. I hit you with that quick talk. What? Nigga got that quick talk.
Shout out to the whole motherfucking highlight. I see y'all, man. Yeah. Pakistan got a lot of talent. Y'all niggas need to tune in, man. We currently rocking at Kilo Gang Studios, man. KVP, Kilo Vision Productions. I co-signed that highlight.